right, guys.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
Yo. Let's get that over a little bit. We'll get started here shortly. Let's get a few more on. We're a little behind schedule. Monday can do that. Oh, I usually like to get around 20. We'll start around 20. Let a few since we're behind schedule. And we're going to start out with ETH. All right, how are we doing there? Okay, change M. Okay, 1, 2. Boy, that's tight right there. About as tight as it gets. Am I right on that? Just barely snuck it in. All right, how are we doing this? 15, couple more, we'll get it rolling. Morning to all. Look at, Bird, you're right. Solano has just been on a freaking tear. There's another one that seems to be, I was looking for the symbol this morning that seems to be in good company with Solano, and that's PITE. I couldn't find the symbol though on TradingView. I don't know if anybody's been watching that. Apparently it's another DeFi standout. Some guy, it's clearly in a 5. So I'm assuming some guy, you're talking about Solano. Yeah. We'll bring up Solano. I don't know that anybody's posted it, but before we're done, remind me, Monty, when we get, if no one has posted it here, let's take a look at Solano because that's getting so much buzz. Because my God, it went from 20 to 100 in about a month and a half.
Yeah.
There's 24. Okay, let's get started. All right, guys. So you know the drill here. Well, it looks like we might have some new people. I always try and remind you that this is just a combination of my interaction with our members / students that are working on their TA skills, and what we ask them to post charts that are on their watch list, things they're interested in, and it's a bit of an opportunity for me to see how their TA skills are progressing, and usually they post solid work. Every now and then it's not so much that I would be correcting what they're doing; it's maybe give them just a second alternate to consider. But we'll start out here with Ethereum to the dollar. Now, this is one of our more sophisticated members. He's been with us for quite a time and has done really well. So this is his look at ETH to the dollar, which I know everybody's kind of watching. Well, so let's see. So I believe the primary for this is going to be yellow, which is going to be, let's see. So it looks like he's putting 2 counts on top of each other. Okay, so you know what might make that easier to spot? Let's put the wave on that just so I can see what he's thinking. Okay, so here's where he's going 1, 2, right? That's just about as close as you can get without an overlap, but it does not overlap. So pushing for the 3. So in yellow, then this would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this would be our next 3. So out of this 1, 2, then we're looking to complete the impulse here. So we're in the correction trying to get to this 5. Okay, which makes sense. All right, let me get that. Oh, that's such a pain in the ass, the way. That's the one thing they didn't do very well because it puts it right on there. Okay, so looking at this. So, okay, first thing, right? Note the nice use. Again, he's been with us for several years. So he never posts anything without geometry on it. So the long ripping channel, right, through the sell-off here. What are we here? This is the 20th. And now where we've got this alt boom where, this is an important period we're in right now where alts are outperforming Bitcoin, right? So as Bitcoin stagnates to a degree, right? It's sideways. But I think I said this on Friday's Bitcoin video that if Bitcoin will stay here between, low 50s and mid to low 30s, and assuming that if indeed we work through a triangle, this is going to be just prime alt season. So as we head into the fall, I think there's lots of opportunity here. So any kind of weakness, as we're getting today, as we look at all the majors here, right, which is essentially what this is all the stuff I trade. As we watch this is just what you want, right? We don't want the relentless grind higher because it doesn't give us an opportunity to get in. So as we get a little weakness here, we want to let it develop, right? We don't want to jump on the first red candle, but I think this is hopeful, right? As we see markets now retracing a bit, now it'll be very interesting. So all of these threes, if we just think about what I just said, as we've gone through this impulsive range here that alts have been going through, and ETH, right, kind of leads the way. As we go through that, now, it would seem that we're in the fours of many of these alts. So the push for the 5 should be what we're looking at going into September. Now, I'm going to clear some of this up here so we can see this. Let me just hide that. Okay, so his note here. Well, so we get nice geometry here. So the 80% on this set of median lines, the 80% is burned, but this still becomes a guideline for us here as we work through. Now, this is the 100, right? So, pardon me, that's the 50. Here's the 150. Here's the 200. So note how the geometry contains that, right? There should be no chart that you ever pull up that you don't start with first the geometry. Then once you have the geometry on it, then say, okay, is there an Elliott count here that I can work with? Not, okay, let's bring up a Blake chart and let's just start throwing numbers on it. First, determine what you're looking at. Do I have a trending market? Do I have a consolidating market? What am I dealing with here? Well, as I was just saying, all of the alts now have gone through this, well, maybe not all of them. The majority of the strong players have all gone through this impulsive phase. Now, question is, are we done? Right. So as he's looking at it here, I'm not sure why he's losing confidence. And so he's thinking A, B. Oh, I see what he's thinking. He's thinking we're coming lower for the C here, and rather than a triangle, if this is, I'm going to take that up a degree. Let's go. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3. So his thought would be if the triangle breaks down, right? And you guys hear me say this a lot. It's very hard to project a triangle when you're just working with the AB, right? Here now, okay, maybe, right? If it's a triangle, that's AB. We're looking for C, D, E. It's going to get tricky here. And the one thing that's kind of guiding my position in Bitcoin is that we have good guidelines of alternation. So we had that sharp sell-off into the COVID low. So it would make sense to go sideways here for a while, which comes circle back. Now that's good for alts. So either it's the 5 is done here, right? Which remains to be seen. Either that 5 is done. So 1, 2, we complete the 3. Now we're working through 4. But per that count here, let me hide this one because I think that'll less confusion. Now, are we done or not? Well, it's hard to call it. Starting to doubt the triangle damn rules, right? It's getting a little bit hard to call that a triangle. So let's take it off just as an alternate and say, okay, what are the other choices here? Well, right, it's really a question of, is this the 3 or is this the 3? Because you can throw, that looks like it just makes it. What are we on, a 4 hour? Let's go to a 2. Okay, we can work a 3 there. Let's just double check that. Considering what happened at the low, that's not terribly surprising because we see what happened down at this low, just barely held it. Same thing. Oh, let me turn those off. Barely cleared it. So what would be the alternate here? If this is the A and this is our B, which looks pretty reasonable, right? So first thing, let's just check how technical we are. Okay, so a few wicks through. So this would make you think advantage bulls. We'll see. Right now, I'm going to hide that again. So we work through this alt. Okay, if the 5 is in here, you could do it. 1, that's a deep 2, 3, 4, 5. We could do it. So you could have finished the 3 here. Let's just take a quick measure of what that looks like relative to the 1. All right, so just guidelines, right? So where's our high probability zone for the 3rd, right? So you can see why he was kind of back and forth. Is it here? Is it here? Because we're smack dab. Right? I mean, this shit doesn't happen randomly, guys. I mean, you read that in a book and you go, oh, okay, the highest probability location for wave 3 is between the 1618 and 175. And then you see it in the market over and over and over. And what that should be doing is reinforcing to you, one, that's not just shit you read in a book. Here it is right in your face. So it helps you determine, okay, well, at least I'm in the zone. So it could be here because that's damn near to the tick. But here I got another little 5 in that. So I'd be inclined to say 3 is in, but I'm basing that off of, okay, well, 1, can I complete an impulse here? Yes, I can. Am I in line with the geometry? Yes, I am. Am I in the high probability zone for where I'd expect a wave 3? Yes, I am. So thus, right, just at this point in time, there would be no reason to not plant the 3 here. Now, you might look below at your indicators. What does he got down here? Looks like Stokes. Oh, we can work with the RSI here. Let me bring that. Oh, shit, what we did there. Excuse me. All right, so we got a little hot here. Let's zoom in here. Does this look like an impulse? So sure. If that's the B, all right, clearly we've broken here. Doesn't kill the idea of a B, but we've lost the sell side algo. That's going to be our A. 1, 2, 3. That sure looks like a triangle. 4 into a 5, right? So right off the bat, you're going, I guess I got to get that. So you'd have to do that this way. It looks, which is you're already. It's a little bit of a compromise. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can it work? Yeah, it can work. Let's take that up a degree, but it's not ideal. Let's take this down a degree. Always a good habit, right? It's easy. You put on a secondary count. You've got different degrees, different colors. Always a good idea to be consistent about changing your colors and your degree line, just because it'll keep you from getting confused. Now, as we go down here, kind of just going sideways here, but this doesn't look like a great start to an impulse, does it? It looks very corrective. So I'm not sure we've lost the triangle, but see, if this is A and you're thinking, okay, the 5 is in and that's a decent A into this low, we can work with the B there. That's not a great start. So, Jesus, do we break that high? I think we might. Did we break that? No, we didn't. Again, look, boy, these are all so close. So 1, 2, the only way you could count that would be if you're looking for an impulse here, you'd have to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Not a great start. So I'd be more inclined to think A, B, C. So right now, as it sits, it's always just a snapshot in time. Here's what I got to work with, which might make you lean into the triangle a little bit more, but this is all just consolidation up here is really what we've got. So I don't see any reason to be taking any action here until this reveals itself a bit more. So anything to get us down, I might take that off and just back up a little bit and say, let's see if we put a shift on here. So in a correction, we always start with a shift. I might check both of those. Okay, well, so it didn't, all right, quickly, you burned your 80% there. WXY, and it's really not what you want here, but we might be just stuck with it. So if we come down a little bit lower here, this has to be 1, 2. We need 3, 4, 5. So if that's, pardon me, if we're going to go A, we need this, right, and into a C to get there. So I just think this is too iffy. This is not clean enough for a new trade, right? You're just rolling the dice here. So you can almost do it this way. Okay, so I've got resistance. I got support down here. Look at the volume profile. All right, so the market's fat and happy here. By a lot of business being done here, but there's no sense of anything other than congestion. So just using this. Here, if I pull this over. Okay, so just use the volume profile. Now, if we get down to this level down here, that's going to start to look a little more interesting. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to take this off since we already established this is a good candidate for the 3. All right, let's bring it back in here. All right, so that would be relative to the internal. That probably is too big. Let's go up sub. Okay, so let's look at that regards to this as the 3. Okay, so this all starts to look pretty juicy right down here. All right, so we get that confluence factor that we're always looking for, right? That's all. It's just all we're doing is trying to stack the odds, right? Confluence. What we're trying to do is say, okay, is there more than one reason to be considering along here? Well, we got pattern, we've got geometry, we've got a fib level here, right? Price level range that we would anticipate, most common location for the 4, right? Just like we looked here for the most common location for the 3. Would be between the 23 and the 38. That's the ideal zone for a 4. We don't want the 4 going down to the golden zone, even though it happens. That's not ideal placement. So I would just be sitting patiently saying, if I get that opportunity right there, I'd be all over it. So that's from 29.50 to 36.88. That's a pretty good swing at it. That would give you, so this would go up to 3. This would be the 5 of the internal. So this actually has to go up a degree. So let's go sub minuet. Okay, 1, 2, his color I think is screwing me up here. Let's go to green here. 1, 2. Hang on. 1, 2, right? The inside is, I'm going to hide that. So process of elimination here. 1, 2 looks like 3, 4, 5. Working on the 4, we're looking for this 3 at this degree. So pardon me, this actually would go up here. So 1, 2 through, I think that's going to be 3, 4, 5 to give us that 3, 4, A, B. I'd just be sitting patiently. When we're doing this, right, the temptation is to just, oh, it's quiet. Oh, maybe I can just throw a little bit in here and see if I get a runner. Well, that's hopium. That's just saying, well, maybe it'll come in. If you want to try and approach this with some precision, of course, when you're doing that, you recognize that you're missing, you're creating the opportunity for you to miss that if it pumps. You got to reconcile that in your own mind, saying, okay, I'm prepared to miss that if it goes, because I think the probability is that I can get a better entry down here. So as the market softens a little bit, and we've got RSI got a little hot up here at this pivot, if we can come down a little bit more, I think that's just a better entry. Particularly if you're trading with leverage. This is just going to be a higher probability location. Now, you would want to take note of the fact that we've got a little low volume divot here between these two big volume clusters here. So this would be where you might be looking for some sort of reaction. Now, often when the market comes to the edge of a low volume node like this, or what was high volume, one of two things is likely to happen. Either it's quickly rejected or it's going to fall to the next volume node, which would put us down here at the 50. Okay, again, this is the ideal location. So recognizing that that's a possibility, you could go down here. I might ladder in. I might anticipate. So rather than go full boat here, I might take 60% of it here, 65-ish, prepared to add if I come to the 50. Now note at the 50, I do get this little high volume node down here. So there would be a reason for it. Okay, I'd have an algo at my back. If I'm a buyer here, I know off of this pivot, I'm likely to find an algo to participate at that 50 if we go down. So 65, maybe even 70% here, but I'd keep some in reserve. So if it dumps a little bit further, you're not going, oh, fuck, man, what do I do now? Oh, shit, I went at 10X and now I'm in trouble. Leverage is, well, you have to be precise with leverage. And that's always the trade-off you're making, right? And bigger upside, but you better be good on your entries. So that's my thought here. I think this is great work from James. No surprise there, but this is just consolidation. No need to rush anything here, right? That's such a common mistake new traders in particular make, right? So they see, you go through your Twitter feed. I mean, I see it all the time. XYZ just made, $4 million in an NFT. Oh, I bought the Solano at $3. Now I'm a multimillionaire at 24. Careful of that. One, there's some agenda there. But secondly, you got to stay in your own head and like what's practical for you. Don't get caught up in what other people are doing. What are you doing? What do you see here? Right? What are the tools that you're using that would guide you into where the right buying decision is? I mean, I can offer you counsel with regard to the TA, but at the end of the day, when that gets there, you got to make that decision, right? Are you comfortable here? Do you want to use leverage? Is there confluence? So that if it's the process of saying, reviewing your trades, which the majority of people do not do. All right. So you get here and you buy that. Okay. Well, if you're stopped out, then you circle back here and you evaluate and say, okay, did I make an intelligent trading decision here? Did I follow my trading plan? Right. Did I put on the right size? Do I want to lever that if I see that opportunity again? And that self-reflection is probably the most beneficial habit you could develop, but the vast majority of people don't do it. Fuck, I'll just take the next one, right? It's extra effort. And, so we come into this arena here. We know that 90% of the people trading lose money. So what's the difference maker? What could you do to put yourself ahead of the other 90%? Well, I can tell you with absolute guaranteed certainty, 90% of the people do not keep a trading journal. Okay. So, I mean, is that not an obvious, hey, well, maybe I should keep a trading journal? Just review your trades, write it down somewhere. Now, it's a little harder if you're making 15 trades a day. If you're a scalper, well, then you'd likely want to use software. But if you're trading off of an hourly and above, it's not that many trades that you can't do a little self-reflection in there. So the next time that opportunity comes, do you want to make the same trading decision? Consistency. Right? What do the 90% do? They're inconsistent. They jump from one thing to the next. Oh, fuck, that didn't work. Well, hey, let's try the EMA crossover. Damn it, I got stopped out again. All right, let's try, some of that Elliott Wave looks interesting. Maybe we try some of that. And that's what the 90% do. They bounce around and around and around. They're looking for that secret ingredient. You know what the secret ingredient is? There's only one: consistency. Consistency. Well, and money management. Those are the secret ingredients. All of the puzzle solving, right? That you can solve the puzzle 100 different ways. As long as you're consistent about what you do when you say, oh, solved it. Okay, now what do I do? Do I buy or do I sell? Do I add leverage or do I not? Those are all the trade. That's what separates the successful trader from the guy who's in here who's really playing video games. Because this is not far from video games. It really isn't, which is why so many of the younger generation came off of their PlayStation and their Xbox. And this, boy, they just fall into this, no problem. Well, now we're not playing games anymore, right? The market will pick your pockets so fucking fast. If you don't pay attention, if you aren't disciplined. So if you're 24 to 34, which is we can see the stats of the majority of the age range of the people who follow us. They're in that new trader period of their life, right? They're new, they're learning, they're looking. Shit, what works in here? If you find something and I don't care if it's price action, I don't care if it's Elliott Wave, I don't care what it is. Find something and follow through with it. Can you over time consistently make money? If you're not making money, is it a matter of tweaking what you're doing, or does your technical approach need some modification? You know, it's not hard to understand why so many people lose money, right? Just think of some of your own personal habits of what you've done over I don't know how long you've been trading, however long you've been in crypto. How many different approaches have you bounced around from? A little self-reflection, probably a good idea. Here, you see, that's, I always think, God, people are going to get so tired of seeing me do the exact same thing every time. But I recognize that that's the power of this. You don't see me vary my approach. Rarely, right? Now, often you'll see me go, well, fuck, there's no Elliott Wave count here, so I can't use it. So if it's not adding value to the analysis, take the numbers off your chart. You do not need them. They're only there if they're adding value. Right? I don't need to put the 1 and the 3 here. I can just put the median lines and the fibs on this. I don't need to number it, but it's kind of guiding me. So I can go, hey, oh, sure, look, that's right in the pocket for the 3. Looks like that might be a good trade, actually. Here. Right? Looks like that might be in the pocket here. So there's a reasonable, right? That's all you get, probability that's my 3. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh, yeah, there's 5. Okay, I'm looking for a 3. Or maybe a triangle, right? There's a lot of possibilities. Elliott Wave, right? The challenge is always in the corrections, right? There's two kinds of, when we're trending, it's either a diagonal or it's an impulse, right? That's simple, right? We got 24 different kinds of scenarios and corrections. That's the hard part of Elliott Wave. Which correction is it? Well, we can just look at it this way and say, okay, so what you've heard me say this 1,000 times. The market only does one thing. I defy anyone to show me otherwise. The market swings and retraces. That's it. And then internal or external, right? It goes external. It either breaks this pivot or this one. That's all it ever does at some degree. Right? You take it down to the 30-second chart. It's the same thing over and over. Swing, retrace, external, right? If it goes the other direction, right? If it goes this way, again, I know this is repetitive. If it doesn't do that, we're going down, we're going this way, right? That's usually part of something bigger. It's the same thing over and over and over again, right? Find the 3s, all right? So a 5 is just connecting 2 3s. All right, what do I got here? I got the potential for, keep it simple, stupid. Okay, this could be a 3. Now, would the Elliott Wave help us here? Well, okay, so I kind of had a hard and sharp, and there's not a lot of structure to that. That's kind of it looks more like a 5, actually. So it's not a great start right off the bat here. You'd be thinking, well, can I get 3 into that? Well, there's time. Yes, of course. That looks like a WXY. Let's see, you have to go here. Look, let's just draw it up, right? It's the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, there's the first 3. Okay, ABC, W. Well, looks like a little X. Now, what do I got to finish that? Another little 3, right? It's all it ever does. And if you break it down like that, you kind of simplify the market in your own mind. Okay, what did it just do? Where's the little 3? Was it internal? Did it go external? Do we break the high or do we break the low? It's not that hard. It's just not. When you break it down to that, okay, all right, I got to pivot. So what's the point of the median lines? Right? What are we doing with the median lines? We're doing this, right? And we're projecting for that break to get us to the median line, right? It's a little fatter, but it's the same damn thing over and over again. There it is, just a little fatter. Now, can we get more out of that? Well, look what we got here. Right, can we use the geometry to guide us? Oh, there's the 150 right on the edge, right? You think that's random? Maybe. Let's watch it, right? Are we going to go up and hit this one? I think you sit tight here because you're just in the slop here. So why put your money at risk there? There's no reason to risk anything here. I know, man, it's Ethereum, and everybody says it's going to be the big one. It's going to be the big one. Ethereum's going to overtake Bitcoin. It's outperformed Bitcoin for the last, 60 days. I'm dying to get in. Patience, right? So most people, right, if they have trouble, a lot of the time, and I work with traders from all different backgrounds and all different markets. Usually, if they're struggling, they're over trading. It's too many trades. So why are you forcing a trade in here? Be patient, right? You're just in the consolidation. Let the thing come down here. Now I got confluence. So now if I circle back on this, whether it's winner or loser, I know I made an intelligent trading decision. Now, did I manage the risk? Right? Did I put a stop on it? It's if you break it down, the trading decisions shouldn't be that complicated. All right, I do this. I go way too long on one chart. Okay, so
hey, we did have a donation. If you want to do that one now,
sure. Who was it?
So
what are we looking for?
Cream USD.
I didn't hear you, man. Say it one more time.
Cream, CREAM.
CREAM. Fuck, I don't even know that one. CREAM. Cream to the USD.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, I've never even heard of this one. It must be new. So we have to go to...
I would use FTX, that one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so anytime I'm bringing up a chart for the first time, I always start at the daily. I don't have time to go look at what they're all about, but I'll just, obviously that we got someone interested here. Okay. So bringing that up for the first time at the daily, so I look at that and I go, so if I'm flipping through charts, and I don't mean no disrespect if you've done fundamental research and you understand what's here, but if I'm flipping through charts looking for something that I recognize right off, I'd already be gone. Next. There's nothing. I don't see anything here to work with. Now there may be down on the shorter time frame. So just looking at it, oh Jesus. Well, I mean, this is your last pivot. All right. So what do you got here, right? Could this be some sort of sloppy start to something? Oh, boy, it's ugly. Well, so here, looking at that, there really is no Elliott count here that's terribly helpful. This is kind of what's guiding you, right? So we can just kind of look at this and say, well, there's the POC right here. So we're into support here. Now look at the Vegas wave. Okay, right at a potential support area, but there's really not a clear impulse that's here. Maybe you talk yourself into some sort of a 1-2 here. Oh God, I guess you could probably get it. Let's go to an 8. This is almost, when I see that, I want to go to a line chart just to see if it cleans it up any better, because that wick can throw you off. Okay, maybe there's an impulse here. This is here's your support. There's a little high volume note, so we can see all of this. Okay, so let's bring this back. Oh, no, I don't want Fibonacci. I want regular. There we go. Well, so because there's really no Elliott here that's helpful, I might do this. I'd say, okay, well, I've got some sort of a range here. So we're at support here. I don't like that enough to buy anything, right? You're right at an area where if it's going to hold, okay, maybe you could talk yourself into come here. It doesn't look like it's really established itself yet. Like, I mean, this is, hit an exchange here and we got a big pump out of it. I don't know what space they're in, if they're in DeFi or not, but there's not really a lot here to work with. Let's go to a 4. And that's, so you'd have, off of that, you'd have to go 1, 2 if you're trying to apply Elliott. You don't get much here other than clearly that was resistance. So whoever's in this, are you in this trade in Cream? Are you in it, or are you considering getting in? I'd be curious to know that, because if you're not in, I don't see any reason to be a buyer or a seller here. You're just in. It really hasn't shaped itself into, are we trending or are we just in a consolidation chop zone here? This, okay, we had a trend, right? So, but it doesn't have great shape. So even here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like you could get something here. Well, you could probably get something here. Okay, so I got a 5. Here's my correction. Oh, this, you'd probably have to do this. Oh, it's ugly. Oh, let's just call that the 3, 1, 2, but not an impulse here. So your best hope here is that this is just kind of a clunky start to a diag. Maybe your best hope would be, okay, I got a 1, I got a 2, maybe I got a 3, I got a 4. I can get up here for a 5, maybe. All right, I don't like to trade maybes. I like it when I can't, but like so in your face, you can't miss it. So that's why I say, if I'm flipping through charts here, I was gone 5 minutes ago. But if you're in this now and you bought it because you like the story, or they're solving a problem, or there's some benefit, right, that would make you think, okay, this has got a good fundamental story and a reason to exist, and it's obviously had some interest, clearly. But is that good enough to trade? For me, I'd be, right, if I liked it and I wasn't in, I'd be watching. This needs to shape up a little more. Give me that. Okay, well, now I got a diag to start with. Well, of course, you'd want to, looks like you might have a little bit of a struggle here. You're not, the 3 shorter than the 1. So you need to be mindful of how far we go in the 5, right? If we're going to apply Elliott guidelines and rule set, then we can't have 5 longer than 3. So maybe, right? But from here, I'd want to see this. Right? I'd want to see that, and then I'd take a little retest. So if this is going to hold as the support zone, right? It was resistance. Excuse me. If we go up and we come back down, right? So you always want to. If we go up and we test it, right? What are they doing? Is it safe? Is it safe, or is a bunch of new sell volume going to come in here? If I can get it here, then I'm looking for the bigger 3 here. Right? That's what you're hoping comes out of that. Now we know what's going on.
It looks like he bought 167, so he's just underwater.
You're not bad then. Okay.
Yeah.
167. Okay. So this is from applying any Elliott here. This is your best case, right? That you're trying to limp through a diag to get this thing started. So again, if you the reason you're in it is because you like the fundamental story. Okay, right. So there's plenty of downside risk here, right? This thing could. Let's just assume we could have a deeper sell-off. Now you're down to 92. Now you're a hodler. So your question is that your ambition, right? Do you want to be in this for the next 3 to 5 years? Or are you looking to trade, through the month of September? Right? Could you get an impulse out of here? Probably not, right? Unless you'd be looking for a 5. So already you're looking for an ABC. So I'd wait myself. If it were me, again, I don't know why you're a buyer here. If it's me, I'd be out, because again, here you're just gambling. Oh, I hope it holds. It could hold, but what are you looking for here? That's maybe a little overly ambitious, because if this is 1, 2, and 3 is already shorter, and you're going to think that, oh shit, here you're thinking, okay, well there's my ABC that could give me my 3 into my the ABC into my diag, right? So I can get my 3rd. Oh shit, I suppose here's your best case scenario. Right, that all of this goes higher. And this is, Jesus, can we even make that work? Best case, right, that you're doing it this way. Best case. All right, and this is a bit of a stretch. ABC, ABC, right? So you do have 5 here. So that's a little bit, there's a little bit of shape. Okay, 1, 2, 3, that looks like a 4 into a 5. Okay, maybe. So this starts to look a little bit better, right? So A, B, C into that. So you've got here, I guess I already did it. So you've got that, maybe. Oh, here's what I meant to do, sorry. Let's put that down there. Let's get that there, that there. A, B, C. All right, so we can give this a little shape. All right, clearly that was the resistance. How far are we going there? Well, now we could put some structure on it. Oh, come here. Must be Monday. Well, that's about as far as I'd let that go. Now you're taking some heat on the drawdown. If you're in at 160, I don't, depending on your size, right, and you're levered. Well, as we drew it up, right, we could easily fall down to. Here's the edge of the volume profile. Since you haven't lost any money here, what are you using at 167? You're probably not too much pain unless you heavily levered it. I mean, you could wait and see if that you get any kind of bounce here. Maybe you get a little structure here, maybe, right? But it's a lot of maybes. I'd like this better down at the, right? Well, here, maybe I get an algo on my back. If it comes, right, you could probably work through this. Right now, we'd look for original recipe. Somewhere here, 50 would be fine, right? You got a high volume node there, but you got another one down here. So anything right in that pocket. All right, that starts to shape up. Maybe I get my 3 here, right? This whole thing starts to shape up a little bit better. You're still hoping you come out of here in a big diag. And that's about what I see there, man. So you got 2 choices here. Either you bail now, take the small loser and wait for this to shape up a little bit better, or you start laddering in on the assumption, right, that you're in here because it's got a strong story and you could start laddering. So you've got some now. Now, if you didn't go too heavy and you didn't lever it up, I'd maybe another bite here. Oh, you can kind of look here and say, okay, well, there was, right, what's creating that high volume node, a lot of chop here. A lot of chop. If it comes down here, I might take another nibble here and another nibble, but there's got to be some point where you say, okay, that's enough. I'm out. Right? Golden zone, probably a good reason to get out, right? So then you get a golden corner and then you got a good target for your 3, but you really want this to go higher. Right? If you're going to get a big, right, we've got this kind of range that we know it's capable of. Something like that. But right now, so this will be interesting to see, right? So how far is this correction going to go, right? As we watch Ethereum start to sell off and we got the whole space a little soft today. And that's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't buy at the 38. If it comes this far, I'd add. Now, you understand you're increasing the potential damage to your account when you're doing that, right? So there are some technicians who would tell you never add to a loser. I'm not that hardcore about that. I think it can be, but you've got to really like the story long term. So that's what I see there. Either you bail now and wait for signs of strength, right? Take the small loser before it becomes bigger. But if you really like it and you want to be here, then I'd start be looking for to average in those prices. All right, let me keep moving here with members. So we got James M. Oh, Grant F, right? That'll be good. All right, so let's go here. What do we got with Grant F? CMC Crypto 200. CMC Crypto 200. I don't even know what this is. Crypto 200 index. Interesting. All right, well, one thing with Grant, I know I'm going to get a harmonic. All right, which is just one more bit of confluence looking for fib relationships between all these swings. So what we talked about. So what is he looking for here? Just a big, right? As we say, it's all the market ever does, right? Just that big correction. So we've come golden zone. Oh shit. Does that let me? Yeah, I got to do this. I end up with 5,000 templates, but nice harmonic there. Just to add, gives you a little more confidence, a little more conviction. Now, he's making the assumption that we're going to pivot here and we're going to complete the harmonic. Okay, not unreasonable, but that's a... So there's 23.6. Let's look at it. Yeah, it is. You guys do different colors than I do, so I'm not sure what they are. Okay, so we're gonna finish here with an impulse down. I don't know what this index is, it's traded on the NASDAQ. Interesting. Okay, so you see what he's doing, right? So here's the first swing. Now we come down, we retrace. That looks like a 618. Right, that's what creates the harmonic. Right, so we come just in front of the golden zone. Okay, I cannot make this stuff up, guys. So what do? Golden zone to golden zone, right? So it's just algos back and forth, algo, algo, algo. All right. So, but now add to that. So the projection down here for this target is he's making the assumption that this algo is going to hit its target. But I can guarantee you this algo is going to defend there. So it's going to take a big sell-off here to get that down to that target to complete here. Now, if it completes there, now you're at the 786. You've got an algo that's met a target. Now, meeting a target is not a signal to be a buyer. It just confirms that this was an algo here. So if we get a reaction here, we know that's the algo taking profit. Right? If it's me, right, you hear me say this all the time, I'm waiting for that because now I can define the risk clearly. Oh, if I get that, oh, what a bonus. If I don't, okay, well, maybe it's going down deeper. Okay, so what did happen? Oh, I took a small loser. You can't get in the ring and not expect to get hit, right? So you can't be afraid of a stop. You have to turn it into a positive. You guys have heard me say this before. Oh fuck, I got stopped out. Well, okay, so what can you say to yourself? Hey, hey, you know what? I'm following my plan. My stop did its job. Thank you very much. All right, next trade. You're going to get hit if you get in the ring, right? So trying to avoid a stop is foolish. It's just part of trading. But I don't like to try and buy the turn. I say that because I was that guy for a long time, right? So, I'll get that damn near to the tick. It's just too many times. It'll just go far enough to stop you out and then it'll go. So I wait now for the reaction. If it's going to turn, right, how much are you going to give back? What are you losing here? Well, if this goes to a 2, if it's a 2, all right, so all you missed out on was that. But you reduced your risk, and look at your risk reward. Now is infinitely better than trying to be a buyer here. Oh, okay, great. But then you're looking at it going, hey, I picked the turn. Aren't I a badass? I better get that up on Twitter and Insta to show what a badass I am. But is that really a trade that you're repetitively going to make? You're going to sit here with a limit order because it's technical and I'm a buyer. Why? Why do that? What if it goes lower? Okay, you're stopped out. Now, why wait? Why not wait for the reaction? It doesn't have to be huge. I'm here, we're on a 4-hour. You go down to the 30-minute. Just get something to show you, reaction. Okay, good. Now I got a reason to be a buyer other than, okay, well, I hit a technical level. Oh, buyers are coming in. Good stuff, Grant. Always good from him. Right, look. Can't make it up, guys. All right, let me go to Fen 16. All right, another skilled member. It's always interesting to see, right? The members that have been with us for some time, what they post relative to the new members. I wish we could rewind. I could show you some of the charts they posted initially. Okay, so we got Chainlink here. Fen has made a lot of progress. Okay, so let's copy that. So I'm thinking Link is I think somewhat disappointing. And so he wants Link. Does he want Link to Bitcoin or Link to Tether? Okay, so here. All right, this was everybody's favorite, everybody's darling for a long time. Oh, that's good work there, Fen. That's very nice. All right, let's put. All right, so note the extra effort, right? We talk about 90% are losers, right? What are the habits of those that are successful? Well, they put the fucking work in. Okay, but how long does that take? Come on, it's kind of fun. Like, can I solve the puzzle? Can I apply rules and guidelines and solve the puzzle? I mean, you're either if you're in here and you're trading, technically, you like solving the puzzle, right? That's the fun part. The hard part is the discipline, the trade plan, the money management. That's the shit that separates the trader from the guy who's playing video games. Put the work in. Can I account for every swing? Can I put it in its own place so it makes sense? Okay, look at, I got an impulse in there. So I can account for this. I know that's an impulse. After the impulse, what am I looking for? 3, A, B, C into a 4. Oh, how beautiful. What do I get after that? Another impulse. What am I looking after that? Another 3. Oh, but I get a little complexity here. A, B, C into a W, A, B, C into an X, A, B, C into a Y. Good. That's just good work. I finish with 5, right? 5, 3, 5. But there's a little complexity in here. Okay, so I get back-to-back 3s. It's not that complicated. If it goes A, B, C, and it doesn't go 5, and it goes another 3, well, what do we know? Well, that's probably an X. Oh, I don't get an impulse here? Probably a Y. Where am I looking for that? At the 4, because I just finished an impulse. Okay, well, I'm down here. Where am I at? Oh, look at all this support down here. Look at all the prior levels down here. This again, and this is something my partner, Monte Crypto, has just perfected, going back through all the history and finding all those critical levels, because the market reacts there because algos react there. I mean, he's really pioneered that. He does this kind of work. I don't, right? I mean, that's really his forte and what he's really contributed to our entire TA agenda, is going back and doing that. And takes him a long time to do that. You got to go back through all the history to get all those weekly levels, highly levels, and put those in there so you know. So why do that? God, that's a pain in the ass. Why go through all that? Because look what happens here. You can anticipate a reaction here. This is great work, right? So for those of you that are not drawn to the Elliott Wave, right, and you like the idea of support and resistance over time, come back on Wednesday. You'll see a real master working with it. Okay, so coming up off this, right, I can get 5. Okay, perfect, right? Do I want to be a buyer here? Well, I mean, just look where we are, right? So I'm in between these two support and resistance levels. Do I want to be a buyer right smack dab in the middle? Probably not. Probably not. I don't know what the darker blue is, but that's going to be of more. Oh, here's the prior 3 pivot high, right? So do you see what he's doing here? Just working off of a structure. So if we're going to come down a little bit lower, wouldn't you love to buy it here where we have all of this, right, to kind of lean into? Now we have a completed impulse. Let me open that up a little bit. 1, 2. Look at the detail, right? Even into the 5, the detail in the 5. Good work, Fen. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can complete something here. All right, what do we know the market does, right? Again, there's a lot of complexity in here, but what is it really doing? That's all it's doing. That's all it ever does. If you simplify the market that way, you demystify it. That's really all this is trying to do here. We had something impulsive here, greed. Oh shit, fear. Oh, I think it's safe now. Greed. That's what Elliott Wave is tracking. The crowd, the herd mentality. Because what does the herd do, right? They're sheep, right? They all follow together. It's safe now. We can buy. It's going up. Oh, we better get out. It's going down. Well, what does the pro do? Oh, it's coming down. Oh, baby, come to Papa. Come on into the support. Now, am I going to sit there with a limit order to buy it? Nope. I'm going to wait for that. That's the one you want. Right now I'm in. Right now you're not stressing. And if you come back, right, whereas I started on the first chart, now if I'm going to review my trades, right, which I strongly, right, I can't do it for you. If I'm going to review my trades and come back and look at this and say, boy, I set that up really nicely, right? And I waited. I didn't rush. I didn't FOMO into it. I waited for this correction to complete. So right off the bat, I would just start looking for some technical levels. Jesus, you guys screw me up with your colors here. I got to get mine back. That's because I'm used to. Okay, so where are the most common targets for if this is going to be an ABC? And it kind of looks like we might have that underway. 100 or the 127, right? Those are the prime, right? If I'm going to get a big C here or a deeper correction, maybe I'm down here to the 1618, 175, just like it would be in a wave 3. But this is more common. Okay, well we know we got a target from that side. Let's take that off. Now, how about from the low? Because what are we looking for? We're looking for a 2. I think, right? Yes. So this is although he didn't label that. So let me make sure that's what he's thinking. Oh, this is our 5. So this is the ABC. So this is, okay. So if this is the impulsive top of Link and we've gone through an A, B, C, right? Same thing, right? All it is. That's all this is. Look at all that complexity, all of that detail in there. That's really all it is, right? It's funky shape, but it's the same thing, right? Put it over here. That's what you're used to seeing. Okay, ABC now here. Okay, so that's likely. We've got an impulse here. We can qualify it. We don't have to say, maybe it's an impulse, could be a diag. I'm not sure. We know it's an impulse. So, right? Okay, oh shit, man. Look, the market is telling me something. I just completed an impulse. Oh, yay, I know what's going on. What am I looking for now? A, B, C. I'm just looking for a 3. Now, if it's going to have some complexity, all right, I can deal with that. We got a double top up here. Okay, A, B, C into a B. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like it could be done. Well, so potentially now, it's just not quite ripe here. Let's see. So this is really where you want it. So this is if you're patient, you can wait for that, right? We just said, okay, if it's not going to be the 100, which it could be here, we've got some structure here. If it's not going to be the 100, look for the 127. Now, I know if I'm looking for a 2, I'm anticipating a deeper retracement, right? So can I get it between the 50 and the golden zone? If I can. So why wait for that? Because then I get an algo behind me. or I should say, I'm working with an algo going the same direction, right? They're going to dictate. We're just trying to tuck out. I always think of it, I can get an impression of like water skiing behind them, right? You're the boat, man. I'm just trying to hang on to the rope on the back and not get spit out. So A, B, looks like that could be, well, let's dig in there, right? So here, let's do a little more detail work in there. Oh shit, I take too long. I know I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that looks like A, looks like that's B, but that looks like that's a completed 5. So you could get left waiting here. Well, we can certainly see a 5 here. Fan, you didn't get, all right, you were doing great until you got here, and then you left me hanging. Okay, so I got an ABC here. A, B, could be C, could be. Let's see, how would that work, right? Would that fit? Does that fit? Well, it would be shallow. Right? I mean, certainly with crypto, we see often. I mean, there you have a potential right there, right? So there, right there. Now, could you take that trade with that as your stop? Yeah, you could, right? Would you, if you get stopped out, are you kicking yourself? Well, not really. You've got your 5, you got your 3, and you got your 5. So what's the alternate here? Well, if it's not going to do it right there, whoops, didn't mean to take that out. If it's not going to turn right there, if this isn't the 1, 2, which it damn well could be, in fact, right now, that would be the conclusion you'd make, is that we've come right to this here, this prior structure. We're a little bit in between, right? That longer term support and resistance. So you could take the trade here with your stop right here. If you get stopped out, they sure didn't blow your account up, right? I was okay, right? Took a jab. Okay, right? Okay, you jabbed me. All right, you made a little contact, but you're not knocking me out. Okay, so we're going to go lower. Well, what's the alternate here? Well, if this is ABC and we complete, well, that's a W. So the alternate would be you might get something like this, and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get a 3. And if it rolls over, okay, well, you made a little money, right? So your risk reward is at least 3 to 1. Now, if that's going to come down again and get you into the pocket, oh, I know just what happened, right? Oh, I thought it was done here, right? Very valid to take that trade right there. You got no volume profile on this, but that's all right. I mean, you're right into all of this structure, right? So you mark it into, what are we doing? We're going up, we're going down. You know, you gotta like it right there to buy it, because this is the sweet spot. So if you're not going to buy that, you're creating the potential for that to go off without you. Okay, so let's say it goes off. This ends up being the 2, and we're going to go 1, 2. All right. Well, if there's going to be an impulse here, there's going to be a 1, 2. Now, right there. Okay, that's actually a good point to stop. If it's right here, what are you doing? Well, if it went past this, I'd be already a little bit concerned that I didn't get a 3 here. Now, could be a diag, right? So, you have to prepare yourself for that potential there. But if we go here, if it overlaps the 1, I'd be more inclined to be thinking WX. Now I'm looking for Y, because I want to buy it down here. Well, what if it goes up here? Right? What if it does this? Okay, well, I know what just happened. Oh, okay. Well, so the 2 is in here. We got a shallow 2, and I've got a diag to start it with. See, I've eliminated the possibility that, well, not completely, right? You could have a bigger X, but for the most part, you could say to yourself, hey, I got a diag, right? So I had a 5, I had a 3, now I got another 5. We trend in 5s, we correct in 3s. Okay, if that's a 5, even if you get more, well, here, I mean, there's a great level, right? So he did the work of putting in that potential resistance level. I know now I'm anticipating a 3. Do I want to be a buyer there? Well, I've got a 5, I've got a 3. Why would you not be a buyer there? Right, you've reduced some of the possibilities here. So because I got a 5 here, I don't have an X. More likely, it's the 1. More likely, right? We never fucking know for sure, right? There is no certainty. There's only probability. Okay, the probability is that since I completed a correction here, even though it's shallow, that's the only reason you hesitate. Because if this low was here, no hesitation to be a buyer. But here, like, oh, that's a little shallow. I sure would like it down here. But if I get a 5, I'm buying the fuck out of that. Right there. Now, what's the next thing you're going to do? If I'm right there, right? This should be like, you don't even hesitate. Like, you're already in your brain. You're thinking, oh shit, I can get a golden corner on that. Now I'm getting ahead, right? We're not there yet, but that's the process. Oh, I got a golden corner. What do I know? I got 80% probably. Now, doesn't mean it doesn't have to be at the algo target. Could be up here, right? I got a bigger algo target up here. Just 80% that we get there. I tighten that up, right? That's the process. Okay, if it can't be this, it must be that. If it's that, then I'm looking for this. And if it's this, I'm looking for that. Right? Takes the, God damn, I don't know what to do. Do I buy it? Do I sell it? I'm not sure. Right? See, because there's logic to it. It's context, right? As I keep coming back to that word. I got an impulse. I got a correction. I got a 5. I got a 3, right? This is just pattern recognition. All right, God, I go too long here. It's good work, Fen, but you left me hanging over here, right? That's where it got hard. All right, let me keep going here. I got CZA. Okay, let me get CZA up here, right? Another much improved. Well, he was pretty good when he got here. Okay, so let me. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, what do we got, CZA? You didn't tell me. We just got a chart. Oh, Neo. Oh, I haven't looked at Neo in a while. Yeah, look again. Look how, again, I see that. I know I've got a journeyman technician here, right? This is someone who's put the work in, right? So what's the first thing that strikes it? Like, look at all the geometry on this. Good Elliott count, right? He's done the work, right? This is a professional's approach to the market. Good work, CZA. Okay, so I got something. What do I got here? Neo to the tether. Where are we, on Binance? Okay. 5 equals 1 to the tick, right? So you see what he's doing here? So he's saying, okay, I'm taking the length of 1, I'm projecting that from the 4, and I nail it to the tick. So what does that mean? I've got confidence in being a buyer here because I've got confluence. I've got a pattern that has completed here, and it's hit the level that I'm expecting it to hit, and it turned, right? So we talk about get a reaction. I want a reaction there. Oh, shit, I got to make a copy. Oh, man, I don't think I do because this work is so good. Okay, although that probably isn't. I know that's annoying. Because I talk with my hands. Okay, so ABC, right? So I get right. So here, ABC, and I get that. Okay, could that be a diag? Well, at that point, you might have been thinking, oh, okay, 1, 2. So why are you thinking W here, right? So that becomes the question. Well, I got. Well, here, no, you see, he did a little extra work here to go for that 3, 4, 5. So he's. Oh shit! I am going to make a copy. Bear with me, guys. I got to dig in there. Because that's kind of a decision point, right? So now I don't know when he, or if he's been trading this, but those are the decision points that you got to come to. So right off the bat, why couldn't that be a 1, 2, 3, 4? Well, it could be, right? It could have been at that time, right? And maybe he was thinking that. I don't know that he wasn't, but that's one of those moments where it could be this, could be that. Well, so some of the things that might guide your thinking, look at the length of time here relative to this length of time, right? It doesn't quite feel like it has the right look. I mean, could be, right? Little, bigger, much more time. Okay, guidelines of alternation. Maybe you're talking yourself into it, but right off the bat, you've got this as your wave 1 high, right? So now we don't have an impulse. So then you might be thinking, well, diag. Okay, but A, B, C, it doesn't have the right feel for a diag here. So what he's done, and again, I don't know when he's looking or if he's in or out, but it starts to look like, hey, this looks more corrective. Right? So in the larger context, what do we see here? Just a big 3. Right, you want to constantly be trying to break the market down into that. Oh, we're in log scale into 3s. It kind of screws you up in log when you try and pull that off. But okay, so this is a very reasonable deduction here that I've got a WXY because I've got ABC, ABC, A, B. Look, and finishing with. Do you see the 5s here? Here's the 5. Here's the 5. Here's the 5. Here's the 5. Right. So we know that trending that throughout the course of this correction was a pretty big correction. It's 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Right? That's a lot of complexity to call that a correction, but it is, right? There's 24 different types of corrections we could have up here. Now look again, right? Look how technically. So note down here, 5 equals the 1 to the tick. Up here, Y equals the 1,272 to the tick, right? So he's just, it's trading technically. Now I got 5 down. I got 2, right? So this is a bear count. Well, it's good to see an occasional bear count. Right? That's what he's looking for to complete this. We've got a nice set of median lines here. So as it sits right here, what do we got? We got a corner. Let's get that right on that pivot. So, right, so you see his target here. We got, doesn't matter where you draw them, up or down, 80% probability we get there, as long as this pivot holds, right? That's always the caveat. As long as that pivot holds. If it breaks, right, well, then you're pulling it up here, right? And we'd be doing that, right? Now I got a golden corner, right here. Now we're in between the 50 and the golden zone. So you got a, right, technical, right? The more you do this, the more you start to say, okay, where are we? Oh, 50. Oh, so I have a potential algo at my back with a target down here, right? Just because we get here doesn't mean it has to turn here. It could turn here, but we've got the algo. We know an algo is going to be going after that. This is his target down here. Right. Good to see a short, right? So much of what we're looking at is always on the buy side, right? So here, this is a very clean setup for a potential sell, right? So you get, the whole space, right, wants to be on the long side. It's just nice, right? There's nothing to not like here. This is great TA. Again, every swing is accounted for. He's got a 5 down. It's a little squishy, right? But you can probably get 3 into that. No, you don't have a lot, you don't have your classic, you don't get this, right? But sometimes you're going to have to just squeeze it in there. That may not be done, possible, right? That's the risk. You're assuming a lot there. Well, this could be the A, the B, and the C, and we go up to like something like that before we head down. That's a possibility. So you have to recognize that. It's important to recognize the alternates that could be at play there, but you don't have a clean impulse here. So process of elimination, just through considering the alternates here, because that's a big 3 and we got a 5 coming off of a technical pivot here, you'd think, well, so it could be A, B, right? We're going to go C, right? We'll get some more complexity. But right now, it's just tracking the 5s and the 3s. Where's the last 5? Down. Is that really the 3? Well, it certainly is in the range where it could be. Could be. And if crypto is going to soften for whatever reason, right? We're selling off a little bit today. I don't know if that's going to hold or not, but for the moment, right, we're a little soft here. So why not diversify into something where, okay, I can have some conviction here. I know the entire crypto space wants to be long only for the most part, right? And I'm not saying that's not where we all want to be, right? With all the money's, well, the blue sky is up above in crypto, right? The potential for the major hits are going to be made on the way up, not so much on the way down. But this is a nice way to diversify so that you're not long all the time in every trade you're in. And he's got conviction here in this. Now, does that mean you risk to the pivot? No, I wouldn't risk that much. If you're in at the 50, no reason to take any unnecessary risk. I'd want at least 3 to 1. Get you down. Oh shit. Oh, because we're in log scale. Well, so you need something big there. You need, there's 2.7 for that. Oh, trying to get to the low end of the channel. Even there. Oh, that doesn't seem right, does it? Maybe it's because it's log scale. Got to be. Log. Yeah, there's 3 to 1 if he gets the lower end of the channels. Now you got to get that all the way back. Put the whole thing together. I think there's more history on other exchanges, I'd be guessing. Be the whole thing. What is it? That's all it is. All that detail, right? All that, right? To get you to the conclusion here that I've got, right? So, and within that, what are we looking for? 3. Well, here you'd look for the extra 3. Nice work, CZ8. Very nice work, right? And ballsy, right? To take the short side. Okay, Savenda. Let's see. Oh, VT. Right, I got some of this in a suitcase somewhere. Let's see what we got here. Bird, he said it. What did I say? I don't know what I said. Oh, let's see what I got here, PK. Let's save this. VET, right? This has been... Oh, shit. Did you send this to me in... Oh, shit. I can't tell if he sent it to me in log or not. I think he did. Okay. Yeah, probably. Well, given the range here. Oh, let's go. I think I got to go out a little bit from what you give me so I can see. All right. So let's just... Okay. Same process every time. That's your superpower. Okay. All right. So if it's not going to be the 1618, second most common, 127138, right in the pocket. So I've certainly, and we are in log scale, right? Out of log, right? You can't even look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'm sure going to pay attention to that 1, right? It's just a good habit to get into. I always wick off my 1s, often the 2s as well, right? 1, 2. All right. So that's important to me. ABC. All right. I PK usually would do this, right? So, no shit. 3. That looks like, all right. So we got a ripper in the 5th. Okay. No problem. Oh, you could probably do this WXYs. Well, no, that looks like you'd have to do that as a 5. So the ABC works. All right. So let's keep it simple, stupid. Okay. All right. So here's our high probability zone, where we want to buy it right here. All right. So we're going to go a little bit lower. Okay. Well, so you look at it and say, does that make sense? Why would it do that? Right to the structure, right? So you look and say, oh, okay, I get it, right? So we're just testing the this was the resistance, now the support. Right? You read it in the book and you see it. Oh, God, you know that there's something to that. All right, let's go dig in here. Let's go. I think he sent me a 4, so let's look at it. Okay, nice. Right, every swing accounted for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess you'd have to do the running flat there. Oh, yeah, you don't have much to work with there. This is a 4-hour. All right, you might even have a triangle there. A, B, C, D, E. You might even work that as a triangle. 5, 1, 2, right? Shallow on the 2. Now we are in log scale. We could probably take it out of log here. Well, let's get this off. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Right, good work to work through the subdivision here. So twice we've had an extension in the 5th. ABC, right? Not much of a start there. So you might be thinking triangle here, right? Which she's implying possibly, right? So you had a very shallow, right? Just think, okay, if we're going to have a guide, like it's not rule, right? Guideline of alternation, right? Because you'll see sometimes it won't, but this is a guideline. Okay. So this is short and sharp, and this is, long, taking its time, and we're going sideways. So odds are very high. I've also got a technical pivot up here that we're in some sort of a 4. Well, that looks like a 3. So you could be done there, but oh shit, let's go to the 1 hour. Oh, we're on Finex. Okay. 1, that would have to be, okay. Well, you could label it. This would have to be, oh shit. That looks like 3, 3. Right now, it looks like 3. So it looks like you got a WXY there. ABC, ABC, ABC. Now, this could have more to go. Could be. I like VT, but let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's look below here. Any help from our indicators? I guess we don't. He doesn't have any on there. Well, that's right. We don't need them. Okay, let's put the whole thing in let me go back to a 2 here. All right, so what we're trying to do is complete the impulse. 1, 2, 3, that's taking some time. I'd be waiting a little bit here. I want to see, right, how far, because since the whole space is a little bit soft today. Back to that. But we really lose. Not be as much volume here, because what's the alternate, right? That we might go a little bit deeper, and this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could go a little bit deeper, and we'd have more complexity. But I don't hate this here. Let's see, a little deep, right, but not out of bounds for a 2. Now, if this is going to be, if that's going to be the 1, right? So do we have it? Yeah, it looks like we do. It's a little spotty because it looks like the volume is not great here on Finex. 3, 4, it looks like you got 5 there. Let's bring that down. It's not perfect, but it'll work, right? I'm a little deep on the 2, but what have I got, right? And same thing, right? So you just over and over and over again, right? So I've got my little 3, right? So in essence, all I've got here is swing, retrace. Right now, can I go external here? Am I going to go external here? Right. That's what we're looking at. I got 2 pivots. Right. I can't go sideways forever. I'm going to either break this one. Or I'm going to break that one. Well, is there pattern here that would make sense? Put the 4 in there. Oh, pardon me. The 4 would be here. I mean, you could. Okay, so let's do it. All right, you're a buyer here. We've got a little reaction, right? So you got a little reaction. Okay, good. All right, let's come underneath that. 3.75 to 1, and we're just kind of randomly. Now, what's the first thing you do to help you with guidance? Okay, where's the geometry? Right, it should be the next thing. Okay, I got the pattern. Okay, I'm a 786, right? So I know here I can buy this here because I got very little risk, right? If it takes me out, okay, just a jab. So if I can take this, well, shit, man, I got 80% odds here, right? If this holds, if it doesn't hold, all right, well then the count is off, right? And we're going to have more complexity in the correction. Here, right? We don't know. All we know is that if this holds, right, and we've got a little, so there's the reaction, right? That's what you're looking for. I got a little bit of a reaction there. So we're coming off of this. This is kind of thin, but he must be trading it over here. All right, so let's get this right on that pivot. Could buy it right there, right now. Very low risk. Good target, because if that's 1, 2, all right, what's the next thing you're going to do? All right, if that's the 1 and that's a deep 2, where's my target? Right there. Right? You don't want to trade without a target, at least to where you'd say, okay, if I get that, well, then I know I don't have to wonder about it. I know I got a 1, 2, 3. Right? Oh shit. One. Well, I just clicked it off, right? So I know 1, 2. Okay. Well, maybe I'm too strong in the language there. Odds are very high that I've just completed a 1, 2, 3. Right, particularly, right, you'd have to pay attention to this, right? Double tops are right, very, very real. Okay, so I'm going to get up here. I'm going to get to that 3. Well, am I going to break that pivot and go even bigger? Could be, right? I'd be mindful of this. So I'd take a partial here because double tops are so pervasive here. So I'd be, you guys have heard me say this before. The way to trade a double top, right? And you're going to miss some doing this. You want to let it get through and come back. Right, that's the smarter way to trade it. You're going to miss some that are going to blow and go, but over time, this is a smarter way to do it. Let's check it. Is it safe, right? Or is a bunch of volume going to come in here? A bunch of sellers going to dump on me here because I was trying to. So the breakout trader has the highest amount of risk, right? If it goes good, right, you're golden. I tell you, all you're doing is reinforcing a bad habit. But if it comes back, now I can now see again. Now you're back to, okay, was that a smart trading decision, right? Oh, I didn't take the breakout. I waited. I got a retest. All they're doing is testing this. Are we safe? Are we safe here? Can I buy it? Can I buy it here? And here's, right, you wouldn't just take it right there. What are you doing? Right, it's the same thing over again. Right, give me a little pullback. Right, now I can put a stop here. Right, always. Where am I wrong? Right, so here, another trader said this. I saw this on Twitter, on his Twitter feed. A guy I follow is quite good. And his comment was, you want to try and buy as close as you possibly can to where you're wrong. Right, which is why we like buying at the golden zone, right? Because if it breaks that 65, okay, maybe I don't want to be in this trade. Where am I wrong? Well, if you're a buyer here and all of a sudden this thing starts to tank on you here, well, I don't want to ride that down. I just want to be in and out, right? Another jab. I don't want, a rib shot here. Something's going to bend me over. Well, I'll take a jab. Right, risk control, right? That's the most common mistake. Traders come to us and they say, well, oh man, I was in, right? I was way up and then I didn't put a stop on it and it did that and it wiped me out. So we get that all the time. And I say, okay, well, what was the money management? Well, I really liked it. So I was just kind of letting it go. I didn't want to get stopped out. Right? You can't think about stops that way, right? Oh, I didn't want the stop to tell me that I was wrong because my ego's involved, right? That's a real hurdle that so many traders have to deal with, right? You got to get your ego out of it, right? Now we all have ego, right? We all want to be right, but it's just the reality of trading. You can't let that, just screw with your head. It's just got to be okay, right? How do we turn it into a positive? Well, I followed my trading plan, stopped at its job. Because I sure as hell can buy it again. Oh, okay. I took a small loser. Oh, fuck, man. Well, I got I got to pay a little commission there. I got shit, man. Here's what the amateur will do. The difference between amateur and professional. A professional is going to get stopped out there. The amateur is going to get stopped out there and then not be immediately looking for the next one. Right. The pros say, fuck, okay, no problem. I got stopped out. Okay. Where's the next little retrace that I can get into? Because I'm still bullish. The amateur goes, oh, fuck, man, I'll wait until it's safe. Oh, well, look, breakout. Now I can buy it. right? All you did was just complete the 5, and then what comes next? Oh man, this trading stuff, I better look for something else. I better look for a different method. These are all self-inflicted wounds, all. Rarely, if you're following a trading plan and you execute in line with that trading plan, unless you've got you haven't put much effort into constructing a decent trading plan, it should be like, where does it start in a trading plan? Okay, well, how much are you going to risk on your trades? How much of your total portfolio are you going to risk on any one trade? I don't know. I saw this guy on Twitter. He went all in on Solana at $3, and now he's a millionaire at 24. That's okay. Good for him, right? But this is about you. What are you going to do here? Right? Are you going to work on the skills so that you can be positioned so you can be there for that thing to go from 3 to 100? All right. I take too much time on these. That's good work, PK. I mean, that's, if you like VT, that's a reasonable spot to enter. Oh, what do I got next? Okay. So I got, what do I got here? Koki. Oh, that's a new name. Koki. Okay. OFC, you can. How are we doing here? How are we doing, Derek? We okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's let this come up. Koki. That's a new handle and a new avatar. So let me copy.
He's been around for a while, but
has he? Oh, I don't think he's participated.
I don't think he's done too many of these.
Yeah, good for you. I'm glad to see you. Right? I was telling another member, the way to get maximum value out of your membership is participate. Participate in everything, anything where you can post and get some feedback. That's how you learn. Okay, so it's a little messy here. I'm going to hide this just because. Let's hide that. We can see a little bit better in there. Okay, hey, Koki, this is pretty good for your first post. I guess he was waiting until he really was confident. Okay, this is good work. Okay, so because right off the bat, if you don't put the work in, you're just thinking, oh shit, well, that looks like an impulse. Now, no, we're on a 6-hour here. EOS, another kind of a disappointment, right? It was yesterday's everybody's favorite, right? Getting left in the dust. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. So we got 5, 3, 5. Okay, so it's either ABC and we're going down, or right, if we break that high, well, hey, maybe it's a diagonal. Right, that's all. Oh, we broke the high, but I didn't get much of an impulse here, so maybe I'm just working through a diagonal. Okay, I got 5, 3, 5. Looks like that's, yeah, you have to do ABC into a W, ABC into the X, ABC. Oh shit, how's he do it? I might do it this way. ABC. I think he may have just been off one, right? Because that's the lower pivot. So you couldn't have it here. So it would have to be here. So it may have just been, this got kicked around a little bit. ABC into the X, right? Good, right? Let's wick it off, right? So that has to get overlapped. Just always a good habit to wick off your ones. So we come up here, double top, right? We don't go. So process of elimination. Okay, we didn't go into an impulse. We broke the low. What's the most probable pattern? WXY, right? Just connecting 2 3s. That's all we're doing, right? We're in log scale. I can't draw them. Okay, so coming out of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, could be a 1, but I'm in a diag. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for an ABC. Now this is pretty sexy. This is good work here. So you got to know what to look for here. So we go ABC. Remember here we want ABC. Well, now we're doing ABC again. Well, so per his count here, we've got the 2. Since we're in a diagonal, we're looking for another 3. That's what we're looking for, right? Just right, same thing, right? I could show there is no chart where I cannot break it down to just that. That's all it ever is. There's just complexity, right? Because we get all these little squiggles in the middle, right? And we can use those little squiggles to say, oh, hey, that looks like that. There's a 5. Okay, so I finished something here because I got a 5, right? Something completes here. What comes off of it? 3. Right? What's the foundation of Elliott Wave? 5s followed by 3s. That's all it is, right? 5s followed by 3s. Okay, here's a 5. Here's a 3. Here's a 5. Here's a 3. You see, right? So it's giving me context. Well, it's not an impulse, but I'm not looking for an impulse because I'm in a diag, right? So I'm looking for an A, B, C. Well, all we're doing here is it's adding a little complexity because the ABC keeps going, so we have to call it a W. X, A, B, C, right? Because since we got the W, now we're looking for another 3 into the X. Now I get a 5, A, B, C. Okay, so right, if it's not going to be here at the 161, which is less common, right, in a diagonal. In the diagonal, it's just like a 50 on the retrace for the 4 is ideal. A 200 or a 100 on the 3 is a good number here. We didn't quite make it. Geometry is not bad here, but I'd add to that. I'd put the 200 on that. Let's see how we do with the 2 or 175. Let's try that. 0.75. Try that. That gets it to the tick. Okay, so we've got our framing of this. You got your 80%, right? So the 80% got burned early, right? You got that done. Okay, so keeps going right now. That doesn't mean take the median lines off, because that's where it all started, right? And of course, what is that, right? Just that, right? Just a big 3. Now, this is, I mean, I could just do this all day, right? It's just, here, what do we do? Just another 3. Down for the 4, right? Now the 4 is deep here, right? This is a gnarly chart. This has been a difficult count. So well done, Koki, to nail this. ABC, or pardon me, WXY into the 3, ABC into the 4. And that's deep for a 4. Let's see here. I can't tell if he drew it over. So I would go from, remember in a diag, I would check both, but in a diag, you're looking for the pivot in the 4 from the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3. I literally cannot make this shit up. I cannot make this up, guys. Golden zone. Reaction. Back into the golden zone. Another reaction. I mean, I said this on the, I bet I've shown that 5,000 or 6,000 times, at least. Oh, okay, it's coming down. Where am I expecting that? Well, either the 50 or the golden zone. Boom, that's to the tick. Can't make this up. I cannot make this stuff up. Sure looks like I'm working on a 5 here. Well, but remember, we're in a diag. So we're looking for, it's all about 3s. 3, 3, 3, 3. Now, if I get a 5 here, that's part of a larger 3. What am I anticipating? I'm anticipating that. Just done through 5, 3, 5. So I'm looking for a zigzag here to take me up, just like I had a little more complexity here for the WXY. But if I'm going to finish this cleanly, I'm looking for this to fill. Can I do it in log? Kind of wonky in log. That's essentially what I'm looking for. And since I'm coming out of a golden zone here, I know I got an algo. I'm behind an algo, right? Let them lead. They've got the machete cutting down the forest. They're leading. I'm just trying to tuck in behind there and get in their wake. Right. So if I get 5 here, I don't want to just say, oh shit, man, I'm good. Right. I'll just hold, because what'd you just do? You gave back 65% of what you just, the winner you had, which is why you trade with targets. Right. It's just a smarter way that rather than, oh shit, I just bought it and we'll see where it is. Okay, I got a target, because what's going to be on the other side of that? Always, always, always on the other side is going to be the sell side algo, right? Because it doesn't matter what the market is. There's an algo on both sides all the time. I got to get through that. Look where it is, right at the median line. Wouldn't that just be absolutely right? And we don't know it's going to do this, but wouldn't that just be absolutely perfect? Right? You don't want to expect perfect, but if it comes, I sure as hell want to make money when it comes. So right now, that's what I'd just leave it like that. I mean, you could even do this, right? And say, okay, I'm going to put the wave on that, because this is what I'm looking for. Do I get it? Well, so far, it looks like I got a 1, 2, 3. Working on the 4. Look, I got a nice little 3 into the 4. Now, can I finish this 5? Well, then I know where I am. Oh, hey, man, that's what I was looking for. Well, 5, right? I got a 5 right to the median line at the golden zone. Now, I don't know that I'm going to get that. I mean, this thing could turn around, right? We get down, we go again. Oh, shit. Okay, well, something else is going on. Or the whole count breaks down, right? Now you're back to 0. But as long as you didn't just buy it and not put a stop on it, I mean, you could buy it here looking for that easily. Why not, right? There's no reason not to. Let me get that off of there. Okay, but that's a diag, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So remember, a diag is the struggle to change the trend. That's what creates the diag. Right now, sometimes you'll fly out of there in an impulse, but this thing has been coming down hard. That's a big freaking drop, right? So to turn that boat around, that's what creates the diagonal. Oh shit! Or can we do it, right? Because what do bears want? They're after that pivot. They want that thing down, right? That's what creates that chop is bulls and bears are trying to fight it out here. Can we get it to go? All right. So because I guarantee you, there are guys that were looking for that. Oh, I can go get those stops down there and that'll run it, right? And now we're good, right? Now, so what creates this is all those stops getting hit. Oh shit, I got to cover. Well, now I got my 3. Now I got a 1, 2, 3. Okay. That sure looks 4-like. Right, just label it up. Okay, that's my 1. There's my 2. That looks like 3. Looks like I'm working on the 4. I got a target for the 5. Shit, I mean, I put a little, no, I'm in log here, but you put a channel on it. Oh, yeah. Log sometimes, a regression channel works a little better. Okay, got a nice, oh, maybe not. Log kind of fucks you up. Here, let's try this. Oh, I'd do this. And then I would, I do both of them. So I would take that down to a little one. And then I'd do this one. Come here. Right. We're looking at 2 different channels there, and I will change the color on them so I don't get confused about what's what. All right. So I got my 1, 2, helping me to find the 3. 1, 2. All right. Well, so this is throw over. So you'd have to double that, which shit we can't do in log, right? It kind of screws you up. But you can see, okay, well, now I got my 3. Well, I sure as hell would measure. How'd we do here on the 1 and the 2? Again, I cannot make this stuff up. I cannot. Where's the most likely location for the 3? 1618, 175. Where does it pivot? Can't make it up. Right? You've seen it. I don't know how many thousands of times. Okay, so now this is not yet, this is shaping up right now to show us an impulse, right? We have a diag in the 1, 2, but that's a 3. Now, as long as we hold here, I got a candidate here for an impulse, right? I'm looking for an impulse. Get me out of here. Because if this is 1, 2, okay, there's my 3, 4. I want an impulse to come out of here. And there's my target. 2 through the 3. Oh, I know that's getting crowded. Oh, shit. I better get that off of there. That's getting mighty crowded. Let's get this one off. Okay. So here from the 2 through the 3, where am I right now? Where is the highest probability location for a 4? Between the 23 and the 38. Where am I right now? Did I do it in 3? What am I looking for? If I think it's the 4, what am I looking for? A swing and a little pullback. Because what am I trying to get out of that? Another 5. Absolutely no reason not to be a buyer there. Right? I got all the ingredients here. I got everything I'm looking for. Oh, what am I on the 6 hour here? But you can probably get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 1, A, B, C, and my 2. I'll bet that's technical, just a hunch. Oh, let's get you out of here. Right. You see, it's the same process every time. Okay. So I break here. So I get a little break on this one. It's too bad, right? But I'm really working off of the bigger one. It doesn't kill me as a 2. I'd probably go down a couple of hours. Let's get you right on that pivot, on that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Just a wick going through, but the wick will flip the algo. It doesn't matter. So you've lost the algo here on the micro. When do I get another algo, right? Then you don't get another buy side until I get that. All right, I got to get that. So you lose that. So now I go from an Elliott perspective. Have I killed the potential that's a correction? No, of course not. Right. We come right between. We can go to the 887. So it's still in terms of pattern. I'm just fine here. I've just lost an algo. I'm working with the bigger one, the bigger target. So again, process, same thing every freaking time. I do the same thing every time. Now, what do I know here for a fact? If that pivot holds, if that's my, right, I got 5 followed by 3. I got a corner. So it's not a golden corner, but I got a corner pocket here. I got 80% odds. As long as we hold here, because what do bears want? They want the stops down here. Right? If I get that, right, Right. So this is here, right? So it's your eye will gravitate to that, but could just as easily be here. I just know it's got a high probability to get there if we start to trend out of here. And this is the pivot. So the first assumption is, remember what I just said? You want to try and enter it. And I'm just quoting another educator, right? He's quite good. He said, you enter as close to where you're wrong as you can. Well, you might have entered here at the 618, but you didn't have a reaction. So do you see what I'm saying? So if you're sitting there with a limit order at the golden zone here, did you get a reaction? Not really. You really didn't. It was only until it got out of that, oh, now I'm starting to see some strength. Maybe. Is that enough? I might want a little bit more than that. Give me a little something here. Say, hey, it looks like I'm starting on a 1. Then on the edge of the median line. Then I think, oh, hey, now I know where I am. So if it starts this or this or this, I'm not freaking out. I go, oh shit, I know right where I am. So now you're trading with conviction, right? I know where I am. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, right? So I have a plan. I have a roadmap. If it deviates from that, okay, well, stop did its job. I wanted to be right, but I wasn't. Right? So just a jab. You're not knocking me out of the ring. Shit, we're going long here. What time is it? 11:15. Yeah, keep moving. God, I take too long. Koki, that's great work, man. Great work. You should be posting it here more often. All right, here's a new one, right?
Hey, we just had a tip, and it was asking for Digibyte USD. So since you're finishing up, you might as well hit that.
Yeah, I definitely got to get to XLOR.
Yeah.
For the first time, yeah. It looks like him and CZA gave me a second. Okay, but I want to be sure to get back to XLOR.
Sure.
XLOR, first post. But let's take, since we had a tip, that was nice of him. Tell me again, did you?
Digibyte DGB to USDT.
DGB USDT. Binance.
Yeah, I think
that'll work. All right. So whenever I'm pulling something up for the first time, I always go to the daily. Do I need to be in log scale here? I know what I do. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, so it's the guideline, it's 3-4 times the range. I might, do I need it? Sometimes it'll help you just see, because it'll create more separation. So this is just force of habit, right? So I always want to wick off the lowest low, partly because it just makes it easy for me to grab fib swings. So what do I see coming off out of the gate, right, from my low? Is that hard? That's not hard. Come on, that's not hard. Right. So you'll often hear me say, when is Elliott most helpful? When it's in your fucking face, where you can't miss that. There is no possible way someone can look at me and say, fucking Elliott Wave doesn't work in crypto. Man, we're too hip. We're too hip for my grandfather's TA. That Elliott's bullshit. I'm looking at on-chain metrics. Right? I don't need this Elliott shit. Come, seriously? Really? Right. So the crowd dynamics, the fear and the greed is different in crypto. If anything, it's more pronounced because the greed is palatable, as is the fear, but the greed is overwhelming. That's the problem when some guy's posting, shit, I bought the Solana at $3. I'm a millionaire and I'm 24. That's the problem, because then you think, well, fuck, if he did it, I got to do it. You don't know the story behind that. You don't know how much money he put into that. Again, I'm just using a random example. But you sure as fuck are not going to tell me that Elliott Wave doesn't work in crypto. I will destroy you in that argument. I'll give you 5,000 examples. Because it's not about the Elliott Wave. It's about human behavior. Elliott Wave is just organizing it. Well, I got a 5, probably just randomness. Oh, I wonder if I have a 3 that follows that. Well, it's kind of tight there, but we could probably do it that way. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's really all you got here, right? Although that sure looks like a 3, so you might be a truncation there. It looks like it is. A, B, C. This is your B. Whoa, 1, 2. I think you got to truncate that, right? So you go to truncations like last resort, right? Because it's the abnormal, right? You don't want to truncate unless you have to. Well, you kind of have to here because why? Because that is definitely a 3, right? So we can't quite finish it. So what Ray said, I'm not a purist, right? So I just double bottom. Makes sense, right? Where's my 1? Prior resistance. Okay, so I would draw it up like this. Okay, I got my support zone. Now there's no volume profile on this, but I would be looking at that. Now that looks deep. My guess is we're through the golden zone. In between now, How to log? We're 887, that looks like. So I'd keep this in log. So here's my range here from 0.01 to 18. Well, that's certainly more than 4 times. So I would keep this in log. Okay, I got 5. I got 3. That's probably just a big coincidence because I know Elliott Wave doesn't work in crypto because I read it on Twitter. Okay, what am I looking for here? Do I have an impulse here? Well, it sure looks like I got something going here. That's certainly, well, does this look corrective? No, well, Elliott Wave or not, does that look like it's a straight fucking line, right? So, this is what impulses look like. Boom, 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 higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, all the way up. Okay, swing. Well, what did I hit? What did I run into on the other side? Let's get you right there. What I ran into? I ran into the 50. There's always an algo on the other side, always. So there's an algorithm here, right, with a target right here. Are they going to get there? Well, the pattern would suggest otherwise because I got a 5 followed by a 3. Because otherwise, so if you're not applying Elliott Wave, you're like, well, fuck, man, I don't know. Is it going to go to this one or is it going to go to that one? But if I can put it into context, hey, I got 5, I got 3. What's most likely happening here? Not guaranteed, but what's most probable? Why did I stop here? Well, you could say, oh man, that Elliott Wave is bullshit here. You just ran into the prior resistance. So you think it's coincidental that prior resistance is at the 50? Maybe. But right now that so you kind of almost work backwards. So that looks like that's the 4. That's the 5. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little skinny on the 5, right? So this could be of the internal. Right? You can't say with certainty. There could be another little kick in that. We could get up here and maybe this is a more complex 4. We're going to get up here. I know I'm going to run into resistance right here. Now, what's right there, right? You can just. Oh, well, it's just because it ran into the resistance, right? So this was prior support. Now it's resistance. That's all that happened there. It's just foolish. Like, why would you not use this to organize? Otherwise, it's just a bunch of lines, right? It's just chaos. I can give it context. I can look for patterns that I know over how many? Jesus. 90 years, 85, 90 years that have been proven to repeat. Yeah, that's my grandfather's TA. I don't fall for that shit. All right, let's get this one off of here so we can understand what happened. Okay, so very good probability here that I've got the start on something because I got 5 followed by 3. Not guaranteed. So what am I looking for here? If this is done, right, I want to get on board with another algo. I lost one here. Where can I get behind another algo, right? And I can just ski their wake right there. Right? You drive. I'm just going to pick up. You tow me along. All right. Depending on when it gets there, what's the immediate thing that should be popping in your head already? Well, God, I'm surprised he hasn't already put a set of median lines on that. And now I got a target. Now I got framing. Now I know, right? So if it's going to come out of the golden zone, I know my target up here is negative 100. That's going to be the 1618. Where's that going to come in? Wow, right up at the old high. Well, it's just a coincidence because it's the old high. Right? That's all that's happening there is a double top, right? It's just coincidental that it's the 1618. And the median line. And we came from a golden zone and there's an algo participating. That's just coincidence. I mean, why would you not use all the tools that are available to you? And if you don't know how to use this, Jesus Christ, we got, I don't know, like 200 new members came in when I just happened to remind people that you can get our Elliott Wave rules and guidelines just for dropping in our Discord. It's pinned to the channel. Jesus, I thought people knew that. I think Monte Crypto reminded me, hey, don't forget to remind people they can get that Elliott Wave cheat sheet when they join for free, right? We just give it to you. So the next time you're looking at this, you go, shit, okay, wait, I got 5 by 3. Okay, what could that be? Okay, looks like that's a 3. Looks like that's a zigzag. Okay, I know right where I am. I mean, I after 30 years of this, I have right on my desk. There's right in front of me, rules and guidelines of Elliott Wave. I still refer to it. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck, man, is that a double zigzag? Is that a 333 sideways? Oh, shit, let me double check. Right. And then I can start looking at that and say, whoa, with the typical range for this is here to there. Okay, this makes sense to me. It's right inside those guidelines. Rule set. Well, I can't overlap the 1 in an impulse, so I know I got an impulse here. Okay, 1, 2. So here's what the amateur does. Oh shit, man, this thing's going to go. I can feel it. I can feel it, right? What does the professional do? I wait, right? I'll wait. I'll pick my spots. Maybe it doesn't make golden zone, but maybe I'll get just a straight corner, right? Nothing says it because algo is going to start here. Oh, look there, right? Look at all that. Okay? I got structure. Oh, yeah, it's just the structure, right? It's not the 50. It's not an algo. It's not the 1-2. Now, if you get this in 3, right now I'm all the more confident there. It doesn't mean I couldn't get stopped out, but I'm trading. I'm consistent with my trading plan. Oh man, I tracked this thing perfectly. Right? I got 5. I followed it with a 3. I got an impulsive structure here. I corrected in 3. I came right to the prior structure. I'm at a 50. I've got median lines. I've got a target. Why the fuck are you not taking that trade? I can't pull the trigger for you. I can just show you this time after time after time. And hopefully, eventually you go, you know what? That looks pretty good. I'm gonna let that one go. I sure as hell I'm going to put a stop on it. I'm not going to lever it up to my ass, but I'm going to take that trade because I understand where we are. So even if you get stopped out, you can say, hey, man, I followed my trading plan. Now I'm going to reevaluate at the golden zone because this could be a golden corner. Right? Easily. Now I'm down here. Now I've got just as much conviction here. I still have targets, right? The target didn't move. I just started at the 50, which is why often I'll say, you start nibbling, right? You start at the 50 and I'm looking to add, I could even go 40, 60 here. Remember, buy is close to that point where you know you're wrong. Look how much risk is that. That's why the golden zone is such a great place to enter because the risk is so small and the upside is so huge. Why would anyone not take that trade? If you're a technician, that's the trade. You have to take that trade because otherwise that thing's going to run away from you. And now you're going, well, I better take the breakout, right? I better take the breakout. And what happens when you take the breakout, right? So, I know what I'm doing because I've seen a lot of people do this, right? I'm going to take the breakout. Boom. Now the 2 comes. Oh, fuck that breakout stuff, right? So I better not take it. It's going down. Here comes the 3. Oh shit, man, I missed it, right? I'm going to take the breakout. Oh, here comes the 4. Do you see that's what happens to the amateur? Because they're just playing video games. This is your fucking money. You better take this seriously, or you will end up with an empty account in a hurry. Approach it like a fucking professional, not like you're playing video games. Jesus, how did I get on such a rant? I didn't mean to get here, but somehow I did. Okay, how are we looking? Oh, that's our Bible. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. I think I got everybody covered. Oh, no. I got to get XLOR. XLOR. First choice, right? Got to get him covered. I gave him a lot of encouragement because he did post first time.
We've been going on for an hour 45, so you can probably get
we're good.
XLOR and CZA's second one.
Oh, let's see. CZA's got a second one. Okay. Well, I want to be sure to get XLOR. Okay, so this is good example here, right? So new member. Okay. All right. So he's been studying. All right. All right. I got some work to do here. Okay. So good start. I like what I see. I got a whole lot of shit on here. So, okay. So there's just a couple of things. Okay. Right off the bat, right? So this is a lot of Elliott work that's on here, but XLOR. Okay, it's not that this isn't good, but I would encourage you to start. You want to start at a higher time frame and work down to the lower time frame rather than start at a 5. So, not to discourage you in any way, but the problem with Elliott Wave down here at these lower time frames is that it can change so damn often, right? So if you work from a 60 and above, and then you get the broader count, then when you work down, the reason you'd go down to the 30 or the 15 or the 5 is because you're trying to nail a count, right? Do I really have 5 there? So this is kind of hard for me to, how am I going to do this? All right. So first, right, he's using these because this is something I showed them. So that's the CMAs, right? So I'm just taking these off just so I can see a little bit better. So I know I got a 200 here. Now I have to go out to a larger degree to say, okay, do I want to even be looking here? So, he's giving me Bitcoin. Okay. All right. Okay. So
I'm curious if that's what he shared, because I think I checked it earlier and it was something else. So he may have shared the link with you and then changed his asset.
Let me see. This is all I got.
No, I know, but if he changes the asset on the chart that he shared with you,
right? It does actually have a different. The URL is different. Let me try it again. No.
It's the same thing. But if he changes it and saves it, it changes what he previously put.
Because look up here. He says US dollar CAD. So he made that because he's first time posting. Okay, that's right. Let's work with it. Okay. Now I have an opinion on Bitcoin, where we are here. Well, so just kind of following up, all right, I can pick up where we left off on Friday. Okay. All right. So the question mark in Bitcoin, right? We have this. Oh, I got to make is this my copy? Yeah. All right. So the question with Bitcoin, right? We can see these threes are getting smaller and smaller, right? So we pull that off and you say, come here. So you can see, right? Big extension, smaller, smaller, smaller. So the fact that we're starting what could be a little correction here is not surprising given that, because if this were going to kick again, it was a little bit surprising, right? So we'll see. There could be another kick here. Maybe there's another lip on this. We'll get an extension in the fifth. But right now, let's see it. Okay, so let me dig in there. I'm going to assume this is a trend line. So all I'm doing is just pulling these so I can see what you're thinking here. Okay, so we got a lot of shit here. So I'm going to recreate these here. So don't stress XLOR. Okay, so let me dig in there and see how you're counting this. All right, this looks good here. So here's our potential pivot. Looks like he's picking up off of what? No, okay, so all right. So this is just a little thing, right? And this is a typical progression that new traders go through, right? So if we complete here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Well, we got to account for this. So we want to put that in context. So something happened here, right? So we can just look at it and say, okay, right? What does the market do, right? Nothing but that. That's all it ever does. A, B, C, maybe, right? So this would be the low. So, right, again, just force a habit. Always a good idea. If that's my low, all right, and here's my potential one wave. This is tough. We're on 2 hour. Let's go down a little bit. Okay, maybe. Let's go down even further. I rarely go below a 15 because it just you have so much chop down there. All right, well, this is good work. Okay, so you'd have to go A, B, C into the 2, right? So you're on the money here. It's a little shaky. Okay, but so right now, that's all we got to work with, right? So with this, we'd have to go A, B, C into the 2. Just bring that down a degree. Okay, so this would be the 2. 1, 2, 3. Now just for consistency's sake, and he may have had this. I couldn't see through it. Okay, if we're not going to, well, that's interesting. So 1, 2, we get a little reaction here at the 1618, 175, but we got a little kick on this. We were kind of in between here. 3, 4, 5 looks like we'd be finishing here. So the length of the 1 projected from the 2, we'd be at the 2618, kind of an extreme, but the subdivision looks like it's going to work here. So you'd have to go 1, 2, diag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can live with that as a 3. That's good work. XLR, right? So it's a little skinny, right? So you're down here on these lower time frames. Things start to really break down. Now he was down on a 5, so let's see if it's any better in a 5. You see the struggle there? It's tough. You can't really pull a 5 out of that one. Can we? Well, at some point they all break down, right? So you go down to the 1 minute and a little bit lower, and eventually, right, it's going to break down. So you can't expect it to be perfect at every degree as you go down and down in time. It's eventually, right? So part of the advantage of looking at it with a bigger picture. So this looks like a decent A. All right, we got a B. Looks like the C wasn't quite done there. This coming down here. Let's pull that off. Okay. So it's not terrible, right? So you're a little stuck here. I guess you'd have to try and pull it out of there. So you'd be, well, so either you've got an expanded flat here, but it doesn't play as well. So this looks impulsive. So you're kind of stuck with that. That's kind of a crappy count. So because this has to be the 4, 1, 2, 1. It's kind of ugly, right? So this would be what I'll do, right? You guys have heard me say this. I got this is potential problem zone, right? So I'll wick them off here and say, if this starts to break down a little bit, I know my problem is likely back here. This could be an expanded B, and this was our 5. Yeah, so that when you're unsure, when I'm not sure, I don't trade. When I don't know and I can't go, okay, I know right where that is. Well, I might look here because I think this just had its break, right? So we have a slight little break of the golden zone here. So you'd be anticipating, right? So that's advantage bears, right? So even though it's small, right, this is not where the algos flip to selling, right? This is where they flip to, they'll take the next retrace, right? That's all they're going to do, right? They're just going to wait for the next 50. So they're flat right now. Oh, we can work with this. So there's 5 A, B, C. I like that. I would be measuring, say, okay, do I have a good pivot here? Is it technical? Okay, there's the 100, right? So maybe that's just a little stop run there that happened, right? You know, that we don't know, right? So if that's going to stick with it, but this is, so we're technical here. Okay, so 1, 2, right? So what would you be anticipating here right off the bat? You're looking for a 1, 2, 3. Well, for a decent start, that looks like that's a 50. It could be wrong, but it looks like it's a 50, right? 50. We already got, so you see this little algo has already got its target, right? They're all the way down to the 1 minute, right? That algo is running nonstop, right? They never turn it off. 1, 2, 3, right? So there it is, right? Made their target. So let's label it up. So if this is going to hold, and we've got, so that you would anticipate that wouldn't be your 3. You're looking for a bigger 3, right? If we're going to get an impulse out of here. So 1, how much of a 2? So this looks like it's not done yet, right? This is still in the oven. This needs to cook a little bit more before we can really say, okay, I know what it is. Right now it's just baking. But I've got a candidate here for a pivot, right? So ideally, you'd want to see that in the golden zone. But since we're through now, this has to, for me, this has to confirm that I'm going to get a 3 here. So the subdivision here has to be good, and I'm already down to a 5 minutes. So I'm about as low as I'll go on these because it just gets too squirrely, right? So at least I could say I finished it with a 5 down here. Kind of ugly, but at least I got a 5 for the finish. So 1, 2. It's too skinny, really. Here, I mean, you could draw it on there, but these median lines aren't quite as good because the length of time is so shallow. I'd be watching that because a failure to get there, remember trading principle number 4, if it doesn't get there, now this has to really rip here. That's the problem when you have, see, look at the difference here. When I spread it out here, so if I have a little more time in the 2, when they're very narrow like this, well, remember, a failure to make the median line, even though it's skinny like this, would set up a move equal to or greater than. So if oh, God damn it, come here. I'm always too fast for those. If we don't get there, it potentially sets up a move equal to or greater than. So now we'd be coming down, and potentially that just becomes another 3, right? And you're relabeling again. So if you took the long here, right, that's not bad. I might have grabbed a little. So what'd you get there from 47.6 to 48.08? Nothing wrong with that. There would be no trade for me here. Right? So just looking across, right, kind of hitting some resistance here. Hume delta. So buyers are on. You're above 50, right? So you're in trend mode here, but this would not be a place to enter. I would not be entering here. I'd want to wait and see that confirm, right? So, well, the median lines are just not going to be good there, but you could use a channel here. So if it's too skinny for the median lines, use a channel. So here's what you're looking for. All right. So good target would be 48. Come back, right? So you can just now it starts to shape up. Okay, if I can get this, where am I looking? Where would I anticipate that for? Well, look at all this structure over here. Right. So now I'm looking for that. 1, 2, right? That's not going to be quite there because it's not quite at the golden zone. So that something like that. I can hold the channel, right? So here we're at a log. So when it gets outside of the channel, don't just immediately think, oh, the channel's broken down. We got to clone it, bring it down. So I start usually here, just go halfway, just like I'd be adding runners on the median lines. But since you can't do it you can't add runners in TradingView on the chart, on the channel. You might like that. So maybe we get the mid of the channel, but of course, if it's the mid of the channel, it would be the outside edge of the channel there. So 1, 2, if I get that 3, then I'm waiting for the 4. I'm not buying up here. Don't want to be a buyer up here right into all that. I can just look left, right? Never forget to look left. What am I going to run into, right? And we know there's an algo, right? We saw the 50 from the other side. So right now, if this is going to continue to go higher, and we're going to get this impulse out of this, there's no opportunity here in my book until I hit the 3 and I start the 4. When I get to there, then I'm still not just sitting there with a limit order. I'm waiting for that. So I can get into that right there. That's how I'd approach that if you're bullish here on Bitcoin, right down on these lower time frames. See, now be careful of that XLR, because this is common. So people come in and they're new to the markets and they think, okay, I'm going to trade on the 5-minute because the risk will be lower. Careful of that, right? Because it's just, there's so much noise down here. I understand the thinking there. Okay, well, I'm taking less risk. That's very common in FX, right? They'll go to the 5-minute and they'll just get raped by market makers. Here, if you're going to do this, I would, and I think since you're still in learning mode here, although this is pretty good work, I'd keep the size light here. All right, so you know, take a piece. If you were a buyer here, you might take 30, 40% off here. Nope, it was, oh yeah, XLR, it was supposed to be ADA. Well, you didn't give me that in the link.
I think if you type in ADA USDT right now,
it'll come up on his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Just depends on which exchange. So go ahead and put Binance and see if anything pulls
Binance,
up.
Yeah. All right. So maybe this will it have his work?
It will if it's the correct chart. So that doesn't look like it's it. Let me see if I can get.
Hey, XLR, do you have it in a link? You could send it and we could still do it while we're on. No, man. I definitely don't want to skip you. Can you just grab it right now and post me the link?
Well, if we get the right exchange.
No, it is there. It is there. I just was too low.
Okay, there you go. All right, go ahead.
Good. Okay, we're good, man. On Binance. Okay, good. We're down the 5-minute here. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay, good. All right, we're all back in line here. Okay, good. Well, everybody's stiff over Cardano, so let's take a look at it. XLR. Okay, this is some good looking work, right? So this is impressive, right? For this is a brand new member. I think he's new. I know this is his first time posting. Pretty good looking work here. Let's go out to an 8-hour. Very nice. All right. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to hide the volume just because it just takes up chart space. Okay. So I think we got to be in log here to get a good look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. All right. So every swing accounted for. This is very nice. For a first post, so this is funny. So he posted this morning and said, I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous about this because my first time posting. Holy shit, man. This is fantastic work. You look like a purple belt here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Perfect. 1, 2. 1, 2. Very nicely done. And that's a little tricky here. Now, careful, right? Remember, no triangles in a 2. Could we get a WXY there? You're kind of stuck with that. Yeah, it looks like you'd have to do that, right? Running flat is much like a truncation. You go there absolutely only if you're forced to. If there's no other alternative way to count that, right? So you're kind of stuck with that. It almost doesn't matter here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get our 3 sideways into the 4. Very nice, right? Nice WXY. Finish the 3. Now let's look here from the 2 through the 3. Where's our high probability zone for the 4th between the 23 and the 38? Nail the 23, damn near to the tick, right? So we had a little wick through, comes up for the X, right? So good work, right? So it's likely the WXY since we have to finish with 3. All right, let me go down. Let's go to a 2-hour here and dig in here. Oh man, nice work. What the hell are you nervous about, man? You're teaching people here. So nice leading diag here, right? The extension's in the 1. Very well done. Little throw over. I'm with you on that, right? It's common in the 5th. So we get on the corner. Looks like that's locked. So from the 4, 1, deep 2, but it doesn't, right? It's close. I was looking at this with someone else I was sharing charts with this morning. So 1, 2, right? That works. I got 5, 2, diag 1. Good work. Jesus. This is as good as any I've seen. Okay. So note all the ingredients are here. Right. It's not just the Elliott count. He's got the geometry on. So he's got pattern. He's got all the fib relationships. He's doing detailed Elliott work here. So clearly you've invested some time and energy into studying rules and guidelines because you don't get here without putting some effort into this. So he's got the running parallel out here. 1, 2. This looks good for the 3. This is complex. Alternate would be, yeah, I'm with you there. So WXY, possibly the 4 is in. If we're going to soften here. Well, so, just to try and simplify, what are we doing here? We're kind of consolidating before we go any. If we're going to go higher, you won't want it to come down, right? So to create the next opportunity, because otherwise, what are you stuck with here? You're stuck buying the breakout, which we don't want to do. All right. So if you're forced to do it, then you want to try and do it that way and look for more a push and then a retrace to test all of this congestion. Because right now we've had this. So this is very typical, right? You can understand why it's doing this. Massive run. Massive. Right, just huge. What would we go here from $1 to almost $3? So big rip here. Now it's got to consolidate. It's almost like you get this huge burst of energy, and then we have to catch our breath here. A little pause for the cause, right? We just stall here. That's often what creates the 4, which is why this is high probability. Now, there could be more complexity if crypto is going to stay weak a little bit here for the remainder of the week, which we don't know, right? Just you can understand, 1, 2, 3. Well, the other variable here would be length of time, right? Of the two. I'm in log. That won't be quite right. But here, you can look at this 2 relative to this one. So this is short and sharp. This is sideways, right? So there's guidelines of alternation. So if we're going to go, right, as he's noting here, if we're going to go a little bit sideways here, which I would prefer, right? So I've got some of this, but I'm looking for a place to add as well. I don't have, so when they're running, right, you always wish you had more. I have some. I wish I had more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh God, look at that. Right. He's already done it, right? I have to do almost nothing here, right? Here's your structure, right? So it's tapped once. Oh God, that's a good example. Jesus, thank you for that, XLOR. Okay. So, right. So here, right. That's why you don't buy the breakout, right? So what does it do? Right? I cannot make this stuff up. Here, we get this. Now, what do? We come back and we test it. We're testing that. Is it safe? Is it safe? Or am I going to get a bunch of sellers that come in here? Boom, reaction. Now, we don't know. Might test again. Might test the mean line. So, but you're prepared, right? So he knows where he is, right? 1, 2. Well, let's just measure it, right? Wait, let's not skip it. 1, 2. Where did we get here? Right? If it's not going to be the 1618, right? Which here, this was the internal 2618 is. Now they will go, they can and will go farther than that, particularly in crypto. But that's about as far as you're looking for it in a typical range here. And note we're in log scale. Out of log, we're way the hell up there. Now in log, right? So if we get the 2618, it's high probability. This is your third because that's your big money wave. That's the ripper. That's where you want to be in, right? So which have been very, very hard to buy this now. But I'm just using this as a great example because you can't, right? We know bears were trying to get the stops that we know are sitting right there. They can't get it. That's what creates all this. So that's at least what creates the start of it is all the shorts have to cover. Ooh, boom. Beautiful. Man, that's really good work, XLOR. Okay, so sideways here. So we're just kind of waiting here. What do we have below? RSI. This is a nice way to look at the RSI, right? So that you get kind of 2 views of it here. I've been using this actually quite a bit because you get a kind of a different view of it here. So above 0. So the mistake people make with RSI often is they think, I got to just wait until we get oversold or overbought. It's really not how professionals will use RSI. It's above 50. We're trending. So this is using the 0 line as the 50 represented down here, right? So it's another way to look at it. And here, this is market orders, right? So who's more aggressive is the simpler way for the cumulative volume delta. Who's the aggressor here? Well, we're kind of flat here. And obviously the other thing's nice about this, we can see the very clear divergence here. Right? You see it down here, right? Just while you're learning to work with the RSI, right? And you have to watch it through a lot, right? Because we can get overbought. See, overbought, oversold is kind of is a dangerous way to think of it, right? So we think, oh shit, we're over 70, time to sell it. No, it could stay pinned up here for a long time, right? Now the release, note where it goes on the release, right to the 50. And then we go. Now here we get a little, this is that, right? So we're retracing here. But again, the 50 is the 0 line. Do you see that? Right up here. Right. So while you're learning to work with it, that's a good way to look at it because this puts it in your face, right? So the divergence is impossible to miss. So do you see that? Right. That's so if you're long there, it doesn't mean sell everything, but anticipate a correction, right? I've got classic in your face, can't miss it, divergence. Now we're just waiting, right? Short and sharp, sideways. But I would not buy that breakout. Because if we try and put the count on that, right? If this is per his, so he's got an internal impulse here. So it could be the X, could be the 1, 2, 3, 4, because this could be 1, 2, right? If we're going to get that, we're just starting the 1. If we were to complete that, let's just say we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get up here to this 5. What's the next thing likely to come, right? It's not guaranteed. So you wait for that, right? Try and catch it at some of that structure. Now you're in the money wave, right? The 3 of the 5. Really nice work, XLOR. Very nice. All right, how are we doing? I think we caught everybody. Monty, you there? Oh, he must be taking a bathroom break or something. Let me see him. I look in the, all right. Odyssey, I'm looking back here. I think we got everybody covered. Yeah, I think we do, right? All right. Well, Money Crypto, I trust that you're going to be back here. You back?
Sorry. Yeah, okay, sorry.
No problem. I think we got everybody covered. Is there any, what time is it?
We've been on for 2 hours. I didn't know if you wanted to see CZA's second chart or if you just...
Well, here we'll bring it up real quick. How many we still have on? 45. We'll do one more. CZA is going to give me something easy to work with. I know that. I probably don't even have to make a copy. All right. So what do I got here? Binance. Oh, got some of this too. All right. So CZA. Oh shit! I'm going to have to make a copy here just so I can see it. All right. Last one. We'll wrap it up. Well, hopefully you guys see how nice this can be to create a watch list. So you might even do the Trade Devils watch list, right? So all the things, so you got all these people here that have all been trained the same way that are looking for these setups. As I've said before, often I get great ideas because I can't look at everything. I can't possibly look at everything. So a lot of times, right, some of my best trades in the last couple of years have been off of stuff that members pointed me towards because I can't look at everything. Okay, so we're on a 1 hour. Let me go to a 4 here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, right. So we're doing action reaction lines. Cool. Right. Good for you. Let's go to log scale here. That's going to fuck us up a little bit. Well, CZA, that's such a big rip here. Right, I see what you're doing here with action reaction, right? So that's the idea here. These are potential pivot points here, reaction points. But we got to be in log scale here, and that kind of screws us up when we go to log. So you would have to have one in log and one out of log, looking for those to work as potential support zones here. It looks corrective here, right? So the idea is the 3 is in. Let's go to the 8 and get a bigger picture here. Oh, very close to Bitcoin. Right, almost a mirror image of Bitcoin right there. So and same problem here. Difficult to nail down the 2. That's certainly the 4 of the 3. So working backwards, right? So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's the 4. Working backwards here. Where's the deepest retracement? So you're probably stuck with this as your 1, 2, 1, 2. Of the internal impulse here, but it almost doesn't matter at this point, which is why CZA, I understand why you haven't done that, right? Because there's almost no other thing it could be. Now, digging in there, that's getting a little tricky. Let's see. All right, we got 5 down into an A. We got 3. So, well, let's see. Maybe I'm going too fast here. So you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an A. Not sure. I can't quite, unless you've got an alternate in there, why you're going to a W there. It must be an alternate that you're thinking, but I don't quite see it. Not sure why you're going W there. Oh, I know why. Because because we can't. Well, can we? You're thinking we can't finish in 5 there. That's why he's doing that. You got a point. Yeah, you got a waterfall here, so there are times where you just have to go, oh, fuck, right? So it's something finished here. This is tricky. Good work there. So A, B, C, D, E into the B, right? So you can get a triangle into a B for the C. That's pretty sexy. Let's see. So we can't randomly throw the W here. So the W has to be tied to the ABC. So somewhere in here, we got to have an ABC, which I can't quite see in there. If you've got that, it must be there, right? You're too good not to have that. So I'm sure you've got that in 1, 2. 1, 2. Well, a W can't follow a 5, right? So it's got to be after an ABC. So I'll just assume it's in there somewhere. And then, so see what he's doing. He's working backwards here. Since we don't get a clean 5, we get a 3, but we're finishing something here. So working backwards, that has to be the W. So this has to be an ABC. So we get the X here. Now, we're trying to get the B, right? So on the larger degree, let me get rid of that. On the larger degree, it's an A, and we're seeking the B up here. This is kind of what my view is on Bitcoin, right? It remains to be seen if that's, so do you see what he's doing here? So circled, right? So potentially a problem spot. Unsure, right? Is that what we have? 1, 3, 4 with the expanded B, right? So this is, right, it's a good habit to get into, because if the count gets in trouble, you're circling back here, whoa, shit. I remember where this was kind of a funky situation where I had to make a judgment call. Do we have the B in here? Well, that's much like Bitcoin, right? Is it in? Well, the geometry is here, although these would move a little bit here. I'm just going to hide those, right, since we're in log. Okay, so his anticipation, if I push this off just a little bit, where we can see what he's thinking. Okay, so if this is the B, right, so we've gone W, X, Y. Oh, pardon me. I see it. I see what you're doing. So this W is not connected to this A. It's seeking the B. My bad. Pardon me, CZ. I see what you're doing. I should have known you wouldn't have that. So WXY. He's seeking the B up here through the WXY. All right. So coming down, if that's the Y, if that's the top of the B, we'd be looking for an impulse, which is what he's drawing. So the possibility here, we'd go into the B. If there's another kick here, then the whole thing has to shift over, and then the B goes over here, unless we go into a double. So the bottom line is there anything to do here? Not in my opinion, right? This would need to come down a little bit. Because if that's the B, right, and we're seeking the C down here, why do we want to be a buyer here? I don't. If this count's going to hold, and this is a tricky count, God, that's really good work. A, B, C into the proposed B. If we kick higher, see, he's prepared for it. That's what he's demonstrating here, is that if this kicks higher here, he's not freaking out going, what the hell just happened? He's just going to move this over here, right? So you're going to have a secondary. Well, he's giving you two. I would do this in 2 different charts, right? So for me, because it gets confusing, as I got confused over here. So I know this is my primary, this is my alternate, and often I'll have 3 or 4 alternates, because sometimes you're like, God, that could go 6 different ways. You're not sure. So right now, and note here, we broke the golden zone here. So the sell side is not as strong here. So if this is going to come down, well, if that's the B, you're looking for a big fat C, right? So if that's happening, what's happening across all of crypto, right? Deeper corrections are happening, which is not a bad thing, right? Just giving you a better entry, right? If you're bullish long-term, this would be a gift. Now, where are we in the grand scheme of things? If that's the big 3 and we're seeking the big 5 of the big 3, right? This is called being patient, right? Waiting for your trade, right? That's where he wants to buy it. Now, right. That's why we love crypto, right? Because it could so easily do that, right? That's the whole. There's very few other asset classes that have this kind of risk reward range. They just don't do it, right, as regularly as it does in crypto. Now you could look at a weekly of the S&P and say, well, fucking the S&P sure did it. Yeah, but the S&P is running purely off of manipulation, right? It's nothing but central bank interventions causing it. We're so completely divorced from any fundamental measure of the stock market. We are purely on Fed, right? Just Fed fuel. That's the only thing that's driving the market. It looks like it's up again today. Just more liquidity. They're just going to party on, right? Is basically what they're saying. So what do we have here? And through all that complexity, what is this really all trying to identify? Just a big 3, right? It's all the market ever does. All right, guys, let's wrap it up there. I'm tired. Whew, these are exhausting. Okay, I think that covers everybody.
Yep.
All right. Good job. Well, I appreciate all you guys participating. We do record these, so if you catch them later, there's usually a nugget or 2. I was ranty today. I don't know why I was so ranty, but I was. All right. So that'll work. All right. A few little nuggets to think about and a few rants to give you a few things to think about as well. And we'll keep this rolling here. We we're so far the results have been good. So I'll be back tomorrow. We're doing traditionals. That's our pattern. And then my partner, Monte Crypto, he'll be on with his very unique approach. I strongly recommend you guys see it because it'll be unlike anything you've ever seen before. That's on Wednesdays where it's kind of open. I think it's all asset classes. Thursday, we may have Sensei Tudum stepping in. Then I'll be back on Friday. I'll actually be out of town for a couple of days this week. So with all that, I'll thank you guys for participating and we'll call it a day.
Yep. Thank you guys. And we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Happy trading.